Don't get me started.
Don't get me started. Oh, shut your mouth.
Oh, shut your new channel's mouth, indeed.
Yes, new channel, Jeremy.
It's a new era. It's a new day.
It's a new dawn. Hey, look, same old names, though. Look at that popping up. Unbelievable.
Are you still you?
I am still me.
Oh, okay, cool. And I'm still me.
Yes.
So what has actually changed?
Nothing's really changed, but thankfully, I'll tell you what it is. It means now no longer do we have to go between, like, always be chatting the Jez show, always be chatting the Jez show. Everything just funnels down into one glorious Twitch channel. So welcome in. If you found your way here, then you've used the most rudimentary
amongst the elite
of technological aspects that requires you to just follow a different channel. But don't worry, soon enough we'll have Ali come in and tell him how he didn't know that was meant to be happening. But we can all look forward to that one. Welcome in, I'm Alex, this is Jez.
Yo.
You probably knew that, but if you've never been here before, then that is fresh information, unless you've seen our faces in the real world. Welcome in, everybody. This is, don't get me started, 105.
Which I did not know. I thought it was 104. I was ready to do 104 again.
We could just keep doing it, the same thing.
Yeah, and for the second week, and the third week, and the fourth week, this is DGMS 104.
I was ill the week before Munich, and we couldn't put together what am I trying to say? The kind of like distance.
The remote.
Remote was the word I was thinking for.
Because all of the DGMS setup, I don't know why I need to tell you this, all of the DGMS setup was on your laptop.
Yes.
And your laptop was notoriously not in my house. So it wasn't really a possible thing. Jesus H. Christ the Third. It's all kicking off. There's a hype train kicking off for our
first so wonderful
episode. Thank you very much for
we haven't done anything yet.
Tamsin subscribing.
Thank you.
Anonymous gifter.
The anonymous gifter is back. God bless them.
More anonymous gifting.
Some anonymous gifting from Tamsinaki.
Is anonymous the opposite of anonymous?
It is.
Holy fuck! How did I not know that?
I don't know. I don't know how you didn't know that.
And it's blown my mind. It's incredible.
Welcome in, everybody. I saw several people coming in, and one thing I will say is Duff has noticed that we have individually coloured mic leads, which I bought for us for DGMS.
Keep up, Duff. It was like that for DGMS 100.
We did it for DGMS 100 because I thought it would be a cool little thing, and also it's just a nice little touch. But thank you for noticing, because I think you are the only person that has actually mentioned it. But anyway, Andy from Texas is here. Fresh Cope, welcome in. Hello. We're going to welcome in everybody. Don't worry, we won't miss anyone apart from maybe my niece, who gets annoyed when I don't say her name. Say my name.
I mean, she only dropped us a paltry 1 bit.
I think she said I've only got 2 bits.
And now we're like big time and on our own. Yeah. I'm sorry, like 1 bit just is... It's not going to cut it. Lady Sorrow knows exactly what to do and drops her own 1 bit. You'll notice there are no notifications, and if you came here for like blingity on the screen, I'd go fuck yourself.
I frequently come here for blingity on the stream. On the screen, on the stream, on
blingity,
both.
Blingity. Brap.
Dropping a brap. By the way, I brapped in the when we went to Munich. I don't know if you... I dropped a brap, and it was like the worst brap I could muster.
I did not notice it.
No, I know, because I noticed that because I looked at you knowingly, but there's too much other...
There's a lot of noise.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
In the stadium?
Yeah, it just went brap. Oh man, it was
ever since the big brapping event of whatever it was a month ago.
What a brap it was.
I've seen braps everywhere now. There seems to be a brap in all the commercials as well.
You know, when you play Grand Theft Auto and you're driving a certain type of car, and then it generates that car everywhere, and you drive it. Oh, everyone's driving it. The minis everywhere.
Everyone's got a low rider.
Yeah, because it can only conjure up. Conjure up is not magic, but you know what I mean. That's it's like that. When you keep saying brap, suddenly everyone's saying brap. This is brappening. Oh my god!
I think that could be a new segment. We have to do This Is Happening, but in some kind of like fake gangstery kind of way.
I want to do it. Everybody we get onto the show, and we haven't had a guest in a while, needs to drop a brap when they get in, basically. And we'll call it This Is Brappening, and then they have to do the Brap, and that's the entire segment.
Yeah, we saw Rue pop in at the beginning, with the traditional put your uwus in the bag
and get on your Nico knees.
It's put your Braps, put your Braps in the sofa and get on your
Brappy laps.
I didn't think this through, but
don't worry. The best thing about improvisation is just to start and just don't think it all through. Just open your mouth.
Someone else will step in and fix it for me. That's kind of how this works.
Yes, because it's a two-way street. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Learning all about it now. So welcome in literally everyone. Did we try the Bratwurst? Oh, we had so much Bratwurst.
We did. Yeah.
We have so many things to tell you. Many stupid shit.
If you want to hear about Munich, this is the fucking stream for you.
You're in the right fucking place.
Yeah. This is how Jeremy goes for a walk and gets lost. I do that.
What?
I did not do that in Germany though, although I did just do my customary. I'm just going to walk and see what happens.
That is amazing.
And it worked. Yeah. I didn't have much choice on the first night because my battery was dead.
Oh yeah.
So I got to your hotel, and then you had technology and all that was fine. But then the moment I left you guys, I'm like, right, back to the hotel. No, I don't know where it is, and I'm in a city I've been in for literally 2 hours.
It's a great city. It's a big city.
It is. It was a lot bigger than I realized. It was only when we went to the stadium on the Sunday. I'm like, oh, so this is on a completely other level of getting miles away. This is an hour away from the town centre.
Yes.
And the airport is an hour away in the other direction. Yeah. So to go from one side of this city to the other, it's going to take you 2 hours on a good day.
When you had gone, we went to...
Since you've been gone!
We went to the Olympic Park. And they have a thing called the Olympia Term, which is a huge fucking tower. Why they couldn't just call it the Olympia Tower, I don't know. We went to the Olympia Term, and it's a huge 200-meter...
Is term not German for tower?
Maybe it is. Why did they speak their language?
Shouldn't they fucking call it the English thing?
Maybe it does. Somebody Google this shit. If he's right, don't say anything. I don't want to hear it. Why didn't they use... They're okay. So, the son of a bitch. Shut up, Fourth Panda. P.S. Welcome in. Why didn't even cross my mind. That's what happens when you've been too English for
English. Yeah. Although Germany was really kind to us in that aspect. I don't know if you realized it quite as much as I did, but I went to Munich and I'm like, right, gonna need to conjure the best pidgin German that I have in the back of my mind.
And Entschuldigungsbitte and all that sort of stuff.
How am I gonna get around? How am I gonna communicate? I haven't got a fucking clue where I am in German. And the answer was...
You didn't have
to. Speak English. That was how. Because there was only one person that I spoke to the entire time that couldn't speak English. And it was the janitor at the underground station on the morning that I was going to the airport to leave. And I was like, right, tickets. There's a lot of options. And even in the English section of the tickets machine, I'm like, I don't know what fucking ticket I need to get to the airport.
I did know which one you needed, and I probably should have conveyed that to you at some point.
So I bought the most expensive one and assumed that was correct.
It should have cost you €12.60.
I think it cost me €11 something. So
you stole €1 from the German government.
Yes, fuck you, German government.
Cash back. Fuck you. Hype train success. Woo! Man, you guys are digging it. Thank you so much. Nuts. We got another an anonymous gift that gave MJ Harmstone a tier 1 sub, and I saw that Toe Suckertron, which is the new name for Daz.
It's the third name.
The third name for Rue. Welcome in, Rue. Glad to see you here. I was talking to you, I think, the other day about we haven't had to say put all your uwus in the bag and get on your Nico knees in such a long time.
Yeah.
But I'm sure now you're toe Suckertron, like sucking toes. I know you're a robot
in a machiney kind of way. Yeah.
I must suck a toe. I presume
it's a hard suck toe.
For us. Is that it? Is that the etymology? It's like she was having a toe sucked and went, you know what? This is the fucking bomb. If only a robot could do this for me.
Is this a new account? Have you created a new account because you were kicked out of your previous one? Or have you just turned around and gone, I grow weary of Rue 666.
Or Orange Fox thing.
That was the thing. I couldn't remember the second one. And I will now change it to this. Oh, nice. My boyfriend logs into my Twitch and changed my name, and I'm way too lazy to change it. Well, you can't change it for 60 days. You are handcuffed for 60 days.
To say that's it. Well, we know that because we changed the name of this one, and we had to wait 60 days before we could call it DGMS Live.
Yeah. Which is a really funny story. Yeah. Because the channel you are on now.
Yes.
Where you see me twatting microphones. What I was going to use it for something else, and then we discussed having our own like DGMS channel.
What I'm doing.
And we decided at the same time that we could not be fucked in any way, shape, or form with seeking affiliation or trying to do all that again.
Jumping through the hoop.
50 followers, 3 things. We've been doing it for ages. So I'm like, nah, fuck it. I'll just change my spare channel, which is affiliated, to DGMS Live.
Sneaky.
I had, however, changed the name like 3 days before this conversation. So we had to wait 57 days before we could do the thing.
Now we're here.
We are here.
I have 2 days left till I'm Orange Fox thing again, and that's when your boyfriend's going to leap in and change it to like Greggy McGreg's or something like that. And
Look at this shit.
What am I looking at?
Ali on my channel.
I knew it. I told you. That was like the intro. What's he saying on your channel?
He's like,
where are you? Why aren't you doing?
You live? Play GTA? What the fuck? Yo.
You know he's going to be on this one listening to this shit.
Jesus Christ.
Talk about being infamous. Going up the Olympia term.
I'm just gonna type it for him and any other.
Go and do that thing.
Yeah. Well, I can hear you, but no pictures. You can't hear me.
2 laptops. Some people are doing well. Yeah, it's us. But if you want to keep us in laptops, do feel subscribing. And whoever it is that's the anonymous gifter, or plural, anonymous gifters, thank you very much. It's very, very kind of you. What I will say is the Olympia term, and term means tower. When you go up that, I'll tell you that you really get a perspective for Munich, and it is huge. It is looking out from the top of that tower, Jeremy. Like you just see everything, obviously, but you really go, oh, there's the Allianz Arena over there, and oh, that's that over there, and oh, that's Marienplatz, and it really does. You see the distance.
And what was it called again?
The Marienplatz.
No.
You mean the
thing you climbed, the very high thing.
The Olympia term. I thought you were trying to get me to say Allianz Arena.
The tower, if you will.
The tower. The Olympia term. But that was wonderful. I wish you could have seen that. And when we went to the top, and this is so stupid, but I'm going to tell you, amongst loads of things that I think you'll get a kick out of. Myself and Aletha went to do this VR thing because the Olympic Stadium was the Olympic Stadium for the 1972 Olympics. And so, they're saying, where will we be in 50 years' time? It'll be 2072. It'll be 100 years since the Olympic Games. What will life be like? And then you get a VR headset and you put it on, and you're on this kind of like beam, which is literally a centimetre off the floor. You got the floor and then just a kind of a bit of what looks like a plank leading towards a button at the end. And you're meant to put it on, and it'll say, you can see how the Olympic Stadium was constructed back in 1972, and you put it on, and you're standing at the top of the tower, and on either side is just a drop to the ground. You're standing in virtual reality at 200 meters in the air, and you've got the spindly bits, right? And you've got the spindly bits of the tower. As I looked behind me, you could see it was the cranes are moving little things in because they're literally making the tower around you. It's just a sheer drop. Diggers are digging the thing. You get the impression. They're making it around you.
No, you're right.
And right? Now, here's the thing. It's not real. We all know it's not real. I know it's not real. And then he's like, now what you have to do is you have to walk to the end of the plank above.
Gotta walk the plank.
You gotta walk the plank, and you have to press the button at the end of it. And I was just like, and when I knew that was going to be the case, because
like, no, I don't think I will.
Right. So before you put it on your head, you can see the plank, and you're like, I know what they're going to ask me to do, and it's going to be so fucking simple because obviously it's not real. But the moment I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but the moment I put it on, I'm like, how am I going to get there? How am I? And I could have just jumped and landed on nothing, and I'd been standing, floating in midair. But there is no way on hell I was going to do that, even though it's how absurd this is.
That would have been quite interesting, actually, to just actually step off and see how the VR handles.
Yeah. I would have been. Well, I would have liked to have been able to report back on that.
I'm walking in the air.
Literally, you are like 1 centimeter off the ground, but I shuffled to the end, hit the button. And when you hit the button, it kind of shows you what life would be like in 2072. And there's a big standing holographic like rock star in the stadium. Like in the future, rock stars won't be real, Jeremy. They'll be holographic, beamed from wherever they live into the Munich stadium. And I'm
Fuck
like,
that, twats.
Can't even
bother. Lazy.
Either they might have been on the ground. It was too far to see, and I didn't want to jump off. So, but yeah, it was like ABBA. Yeah,
or Freddie Mercury. I mean, there's a reason that they project him.
He's
dead. But
this just in.
Sorry to spoil someone's fun if they didn't know.
The anonymous gifter is gifting a lot of subs, and there's a lot of money coming out there. I really do appreciate that.
Very much appreciate
supporting the channel.
Yeah,
it actually really is going to support the channel because that's going to it's literally going to pay. It's
going to pay to bring more people.
Yes.
Into your chat.
Yes, it will.
It's going to make you moderators have to do more fucking work.
Yes, it will. Spread the word. This is big time. It's happening. So yeah, all I will say is like, I don't even know where to start, but there was so much to say, and so many of you are here. So thank you very much for coming in. But yeah, it was a great time in Munich. Do you remember, like, we went out to eat the first night, and we went to, it was incredibly difficult to eat anywhere in Munich because literally there was like 80,000, 100,000.
Yeah, everybody who was coming to watch the NFL was in Munich.
Trying to find a place to eat.
And while obviously not everyone was coming from outside of the country to go and see it, I think there were a lot of people who had travelled from other parts of Germany, and so were also new in Munich, even though they were German.
Correct.
And so they were, stumbling around as much as we were to try and find somewhere to eat, and everywhere was rammed.
Yes. And there had been a thought, Jeremy, at one point, I thought, I should get ahead of this and book some places and stuff like that. Did I? Did I fuck? And we found ourselves in this place, and there was a we went to eat this place, and it was all Bratwurst, and
Bratwurst.
No wonder we didn't get served.
It's never going to get old.
No, it literally won't. It can't. It's amazing. It's good Brap. That's good Brap. Yeah, they. Do you ever see that? I think
that's the end of this. That's the name of this episode. Such good Brap.
Such good Brap. We were on a table just outside the door. They said, you can't eat inside. There's no room inside. You have to eat outside in the freezing 5 degrees, 4 degrees. And we're just all gloved up and everything like that, sitting outside like many other cunts. And every time this waiter came out.
Oh, man, the fucking waiters.
The waiters were incredible.
There was such a diversity of waiters at this place. And it was so interesting from a people watching point of view.
Oh, my God, it was.
Karis would have loved it because we often just sit and people watch.
You had a woman in kind of like medievally kind of, or like kind of, I can't describe it.
Yeah, traditional German
dress. Yeah. And she was kind of swaying about the place.
If you've ever seen an advert for Oktoberfest or any of that kind of thing.
Yeah, she was dressed like that.
It's that kind of attire with like the piggy tail type hair and...
Yeah, she had it all going on. And then...
That's the one, a dirndl. Yeah.
And the owner, which is wearing whatever he fucking wanted to wear with the kind of like a suit thing, the owner's wife was just busying herself around and shuffling around the place, and she did not immediately warm to me, but then my winning charm and chatting ways won her over.
His wallet came out.
And my wallet came out. And then the guy that was killing... Then the guy came out who was holding 3 beers.
Oh, that guy was my absolute favourite. Like, he was carrying 3 beers in the palm of his hand.
Yeah.
Which sounds impressive from a British context. Like, 3 pints would have been impressive. But no... This was not your standard pint glass.
Yeah.
This was like the double... they are like 2 pints, aren't they?
Yeah.
Giant things. The massive steins. Oh, look, I got a sub to my own channel. That's wonderful. And you do.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Anonymous gifter. But do save your money, like this in this economy.
No, I very much appreciate it.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah.
You were saying big...
It wasn't just like a pint glass.
No.
It was 3 of those massive 2-pint steins. And he was just like, rocking around. Like, people would stand in his way and he would literally just matrix around the place.
It was incredible to watch.
And it was so very cool.
The funniest guy, I think, for both of us, for all of us, in fact, all 3 of us, was...
I'm laughing already.
The grumpy old man waiter, who, by the way... From looking at him, should have retired, I think, 20 years ago, but was still working. There were no young people working here, by the way. You know, in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, where they go around the place and suddenly they realise there's no children in the city because they've all been kidnapped, spoiler alert. But in this, it's like every restaurant we went into, and even the ones we went in after you, there are no young people.
No.
Waitering is an old man's game in Munich, is all I can say. And this old man kept coming out, and because as he comes straight out of the door, on his left is our table, and we're all sitting there, but there's one...
It was like a table for 5, but there were 3 of us, so there were 2 spare chairs.
Yeah, the end and the one opposite me.
Yeah.
And every time he came out, the one opposite me was in his way, and he was fucked off with it. Every time he walked past with his stuff, with all his drinks or food, and he went...
He'd crash into it with his hip and then just shove it a little bit.
He'd smash into it.
But because it's a chair, it would just, go forward a bit and then...
rock back again.
Rock back into the exact
So
same
every
position.
time he walked back from delivering it, he'd get it out of his way, shove it out of his way. He wouldn't just tuck it in properly and resolve the problem for good. He just kept walking into it, getting annoyed. So eventually he did tuck it in a bit, and then because I'm sitting opposite, I just extended my leg and pushed it out a bit more. So when he came back, he tripped into it again and then pissed off and just pushed it back again. And oh my God, fun for hours.
But it got even better when you then stopped being a cunt and actually fixed the problem for him. And you actually moved the chair out of the way.
And got it right out of his way.
And said to him,
there you go.
There you go. I moved the chair for you. Now it won't get in your way. And literally, it was the lurchiest, that you've ever heard. That was his thank you, I guess.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Bitteschön.
Bitteschön, you grumpy cunt.
Not the grumpiest waiter that we had all weekend, though.
No,
the one when we came back into the city after the game, when we were again sat outside, because you're not allowed to sit inside in Munich. It's not allowed. But this is the greatest story, and then we'll move on to This Is Happening, because otherwise we'll be here all night. Yeah. But so we came back from the stadium. We're looking for somewhere that we can sit and have a drink. That was our minimum.
Yeah.
And then at a bonus, there would be the rest of the NFL games for us to watch as well.
And as an addendum, just to cut in there were a couple of Irish pubs that were definitely showing them, but they were going to be packed out all day for people who hadn't got tickets and were already heaving. So even if everybody, you could never get in. So yeah.
And we just happened to walk down this alleyway, stumble upon a bar/restauranty type place with a TV in the window and an outside seating area with heaters and blankets and nice chairs, all that kind of thing. And as we walked to the door to see if perchance a table were available to us lowly British folk looking for a place to drink and watch the game, 2 people who were on a 6-person table got up as if to leave, and immediately you jumped in there.
Yep. And they were like, take the table. And we're like,
winning.
Absolute winning. Never happens.
Yeah. And so we sit down, and immediately the waiter barrels over. He was a proper what's that guy in Hunchback of Notre Dame called? What's his name?
I only know the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
He's Quasimodo.
It's Quasimodo. Okay, the actual yes.
He was a proper Quasimodo type character, hunched, and he was
embittered,
and just started shouting at us in German, and we were like,
I mean, he knows we're all English because we're all obviously English.
This is Germany. We speak English here. No, we didn't say that, but we should.
He was ancient. That's true.
And he was like, "No, this table for 6. This is table for 6. You are 3. Thanks for that. We hadn't noticed. And
you can't sit here.
And then the charm comes out, and I'll let you.
No, I was going to say, there was no way. We were never going to get this serendipity.
We weren't going to move.
We were never going to get this place. This piece of luck, closest to the screen, facing the screen, under the heaters in 3 degrees. We were so lucky, and we were gifted these things. And he said, there's 3 of you. This is a table for 6. I'll find you a table at the back for 3. And I went, no, that's not happening. And I said, we're still going to stay here. And he says, this is for 3. I said, 2 people were sitting here. 2 people were just sitting here. They just left. We're 3. And he went, they have been eating and drinking here for hours. I said, well, give us a chance. I said, you let me sit here. I'll drink for you. And he said, no, it's not going to work. And at this moment...
At that point, he exasperated, fucked off to give us the opportunity to get the fuck out of his 6-person table.
Yeah.
And...
then there was a crowd of other... We had beaten everybody off that tube and out into the place, out into this pub. And because we sat down, now there's another 20 British guys all ton in and all get turned away. And we've got the only seat. And at that point he says, well, it's for 6 and there's only 3. And I said, don't worry, I'll find 3 people. And I said, Anybody want to come and sit with us? I need 3 people. And 3 people just went, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And he just went, sit. I said, there we go.
6 people.
And he's like, what do you want to drink?
He said, you should be a manager.
It's just like, I said, here's our mates here. We've been waiting. They said, oh, good to see you. And we all just fucked around. But, oh, my God.
The lack of problem solving. Rather than giving us a hard time for only being 3 people, like, why didn't he just look for 3 other people and just force people together?
The whole time as I was saying to him, I'm not moving, in my head, I'm like, any moment, I'm just going to say, you 3 fucking sit the fuck down and get some beers down here. And they did. As usually, Alex is the problem. No. All I can say is
he was the problem solver this time.
We're getting this in. Honestly, I wasn't giving up that seat.
I wasn't moving.
No, I'm moving. They were comfy. We had blankets, like you said. Oh my God.
We shall not be moved. Oh, touchdown. We shall not.
And the game that we were watching, that late game,
it was incredible.
Bills Vikings was like the best game.
It was. It was one of the best games I've seen.
Oh yeah, absolutely, of all time.
Like ending-wise, anyway.
It was right at the end. They came back, then they couldn't come back. Then they lost the ball at the goal line. And then they got it, and the defense scored. And then it went to overtime. And this guy got up at the back of the beer garden, and I said, it's going to overtime. Nobody fucking move. And someone got up, and I went, sit the fuck down. Nobody's leaving. Oh my God, what a game. What a game, good. What a night.
Great night. Great weekend. And longer for you, because I went home and you stayed there. And enjoyed further non-hospitality.
But anyway, I hope you're enjoying this. It is Alex is hard IRL. I knew it. You better believe it. You better believe it.
Yeah, like what's his face's dog? He's Wellard. I can't remember that guy's name. It's not Ricky.
What is it? It's Ricky's dog. It's Ricky's dog.
Is it Ricky?
I think it's Ricky's dog. Yeah.
Fucking second guess myself.
Don't worry. These guys don't. Dean Gaffney. Well, he's the actor.
Robbie. It wasn't Ricky.
Oh, it wasn't Ricky.
It was Robbie.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well done, everybody.
And thank God
you
for
guys
compressors, because that was fucking loud. I realised how loud that was.
Robbie! I'm on such a high, guys, and I just really, it was a great time, and I'm glad to share some of these stories. More of them will probably come out, but those were the fucking best ones.
Yeah. And I think, it's time to move on swiftly.
Yes, let's do it.
To a segment in which often great things come out.
Oh, yes.
And some bad things as well. This is happening.
In a world filled with haps and naps, 2 men have risen above to bring you This Is Happening.
There we go. I've stopped streaming on our channels now. I think half an hour was long enough to
stay. Did you stream on? Was it on mine as well?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I misunderstood what you were saying.
Yes.
I understand it now.
Yes. Bringing the people in. Bringing in the sheaves.
So does Ali know? Has Ali found his way here yet?
Has he fucked?
Ali, reveal yourself. Ali.
Oi, oi, oi.
He'll be in. He's along.
And obviously Ali is not up Ali, because otherwise he'd be in the sea.
Speaking of that, I don't know when to, I may as well say it now, but when we were in the stadium, I was standing next to another guy called, I don't know what his name, I was about to say what it's called, but he was a Vikings fan is what I meant to lead on to. I didn't mean to say I knew his name. I never found it out. But he was talking about how he'd been to London, and we were getting on really well and chatting. It was really nice chatting to those guys to my left, and I was just like, getting on really well, and he just said, I've been to England. We came and watched a game. And I said, oh yeah, where'd you come? And he went, we came over to Ali Pally. I was just like
see.
I know it's
really a long way from here. We are as far inland as you can probably fucking get in this continent, but find a sea, take yourself to it.
Get in it.
Right.
Oh my God, it was so funny. I really wanted. You were watching. I think you might have been actually going to get the stuff which Letha had going to help Letha, and I was having this conversation. I turned to my right to find Jez, and he's not there, and I'm like.
Someone in this arena must fucking watch DGMS. Where the fuck are you?
Yeah, someone over the other side. I get it. Put him in the sea, Alex. Give him hell, Alex. I'm like, I will. Right, let's get on with it.
Let's get on with it. Right.
Man, there's a lot.
Thank you to the huge generosity of people. I've got to do some scrolling now.
It must not go
the haps and naps.
Unremarked upon the amount of subs and hype train stuff that you have just dropped.
Bitties.
Thank you so much. Bitties. Long may they continue, and long may we give you enough content for you to feel like you're getting value for that shit. Thank you so much. Been very generous.
Yeah, all of you enjoy your remotes. The hap and the nap and the two angry faces now exclusive to this channel.
Yes.
You're not going to get them anywhere else. So.
You can't be angry on my channel.
No. It's pretty difficult to be angry on your channel.
That is true.
Until you open your mouth.
That is double true.
Okay, haps and naps. Let's do it. Kicking off with Harmstone, much in the same vein as us. Hols, obviously. I mean, it says hols, obs.
Yes.
Two words in which I object to. Hols, really?
Holler.
If you hear me. Big Papa Pump is your hookup.
Big Papa Pump. Oh my God. Well, yeah, and any excuse to post hundreds of photos. I didn't really take many photos.
I took lots of photos. I did not post many of them.
I don't know who wants to read them.
I'm not a cunt.
I don't think anyone cares about your holiday photos. This is not a controversial opinion, teeing that up for later. I think it's an opinion that literally everyone shares, is that holiday, well, apart from Harmstone. Why take all these photos? I'm never going to watch them again. I'm never going to look back on them again. No one goes, oh, please have a look at all your photos. So who are they for?
It's like the modern equivalent, putting your photos on social media, of like when your great aunt or your nan like came back from holiday and then made you sit down on the sofa with one of those old school fucking slide projector things, like, and here's me standing next to the Riviera. It's a bit windy that day. Here's me coming back the next day, standing next to the Riviera. Still a bit chilly.
This sounds like it's come from real life. There really is a Riviera.
No, I'm just an improv king.
Ah, brilliant. I really believed it, everybody, and I hope you did too. I want to go to the Riviera, windy or not.
Never have I ever.
No. Never have I
ever sat through a slideshow related to the Riviera.
No, my uncle once showed us a load of stuff from when they went to France, and I think my dad was threatening to do the same thing when we went to France. And it's just, but you had to get your stuff and go to Boots and have them converted. And for ages, we had loads of these things stacked up in our loft somewhere of all these kind of stuff. And it's like, and then you look at it and you go like, oh yeah, is that the one? Is that the one? Yeah, put that one in. Oh my Christ. God.
My mum does this with all her photos with the camera plugged into the TV. She doesn't curate them, and sometimes there's 10 in a row of the same.
Yes, that's it. There's 10 in a row.
And the TV is unresponsive, so it takes 10 seconds to scroll to the next one.
Oh my God.
No, this is what my family expect me to do when I go away on holiday and come back and do this. Like, I'm like, no, here's my phone. Just scroll. Gather around my phone. Scroll through yourself. Ask questions if you need to.
We could do a slideshow segment. Maybe we should have put some of the pictures together of Munich, because I think you'd still have been interested in a couple of them. Allianz Stadium, Allianz Arena.
Incredible.
This looks so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
And inside and outside, I'm not really sure the logistics of the food stuff is that great, but ignoring that, everything else was, it just looks perfect. It looks so good.
Not that you'd know how good the food is, because you didn't actually get to eat your food.
I forgot about this. I know we're in the middle of this thing. There's so many things you just keep
That's a photo worth sharing.
I'll show you that photo at some point.
Two photos worth sharing.
I'll tell you what it was. Like, I stood in a queue for 50 minutes. I went early to stand in this queue to get like a massive fucking beer or a glue wine, and some stuff for all of us, and like and drinks and stuff for all of us. And I thought at the last minute when I finally got there, I'd get myself a big fucking head pretzel. So I could like have a drink and hold the pretzel like this. And I came up with everything, and Alita helped me out, and we got back and I said, let's take some photos. And there's me with my beer, there's you with your drinks, we're all selfieing. Jez is using massive long arm for us to selfie with.
My selfie stick, also known as my arm.
And I'm holding this stuff and I'm holding the thing, and we take the photo, and just as we take the photo, the structural integrity of the pretzel is not as good as you'd think, and where I'm holding it at the bottom, like in this lower like 3 inches or whatever like that, is the only thing left, and it breaks around there and it just tumbles onto the person in front and onto the row in front. And so the photo is me like this with the beer and the pretzel. And it's like,
yeah. I'll put those photos like, on Discord and on our social media when we finish here tonight. But it's because I've got motion photo. Like there is like a little clip of the moment immediately after it drops, and it's like you're like no, and like mine and Alith are just turning and going, what the fuck?
What's your problem? The thing was, as it fell, I couldn't use my other hand to stop it, just to arrest it, and I couldn't.
Yeah, because you had a
my
drink
beer
in your other hand,
so I had to like watch it like just fall.
Oh, I missed. Yeah, it was both devastating and hilarious all at the same time. Hilarvastating.
It was. Welcome in. Where's my autograph book?
Where's my autograph book? Welcome in, Nick.
Yes.
Good to see you.
I send photos to the family group chat while I'm on holiday, so I don't need to show 6 separate people when I'm back.
That's what I've taken to. Google Photos.
Just share there are some really easy ways to do this.
It's super.
I should really go through them and find these things, but...
Right. We've got through one. This is happening. We didn't even finish reading it, but there you go. Next, take it away.
Not on Facebook, says Aletha, so didn't see any of Harmstone's pick spam. I didn't either because I just haven't seen it.
I did. Yeah. At least Harmstone like arranged all of the photos into like albums of like 107, and so I only saw the first 4 because I didn't obviously click into the album.
Right.
So I've probably seen like 12 of his photos.
I saw a picture of him at the Dead Sea, I think.
Yes, that was one photo. That was social media.
One is enough for me. I feel like I know what he looks like, and it was nice to see him wearing the...
I feel like I know what he looks like.
I feel like I know what he looks like. Yeah. He sat on this sofa on a couple of occasions, so, I know his face. I'm imagining it now, actually. I can see his face right now.
Are you now imagining you punching it?
He's quite tall. I'm sitting down. I don't think I don't know.
Selfie stick arm activate.
When I tried to throw something at him, he covered himself up with a cushion. So
that's a good photo.
He's quite resourceful. Move through this at a rate of knots. Oh, and anonymous gifter is at work again. Where's my autograph? But by the way, I presume everything in Power Rangers is said like the voice of the That's Impressive woman who's.
That is the assumption you make.
Yeah.
You will probably know that the Where's My Autograph book was actually Ivan Ooze, played by Paul Freeman in the movie.
Oh, I don't think I do know, unfortunately.
Because the Power Rangers arrive, they do their Blue Ranger, their roll call basically.
Yes.
And rather than, start fighting as the other do, it went a bit meta and they go, "Ooh, where's my autograph book?"
I really don't know very much at all about the Power Rangers, really. So I'm just adjusting myself. Right, I'm going to crack through this, otherwise we're going to be here all day.
Yes.
Right, Aletha, Hap, electric blanket. Yes, we've discovered that in these days of coldness and increasing energy bills, having an electric blanket is a clever fucking thing, and it has yet to burn down our house.
Does it not cost a lot of electricity?
Apparently, it does not. Aletha said it costs 1 penny a something. I don't know.
1 penny a second.
Yeah, it wasn't that, but it was an impressive. That's impressive amount. I can't remember what it was, basically. Invasion Mikey, been a while. Hope you're both well. You're on Tuesday evenings now instead of Friday. Yes, the quick version was that we wanted our Fridays free because more often than not, something gets in the way of doing this. Even if we don't know it's coming, Fridays just tend to be obstacles, and Tuesdays is a better night for people watching us. So that's where it is. It's on this channel. We're not on Always Be Chatting. We're not on the Jez Show. We're on DGMS Live, and we always will be until the world ends, basically. So that just letting you know.
Even after that.
We'll
find a way.
We'll find a way. And the anonymous gifter is out there again.
Basically, if you turn up to this channal today, you're getting a sub, which is insanely generous.
Someone has deep pockets, and I do love you.
But I also have deep concern for your finances.
These people know.
I'm not your accountant.
They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They know. It could be like It could be like 20 different people.
It could be
doing 2 things.
I get the distinct impression that it is not.
I don't think. I think it's this anonymous person is pretty cool. They're okay by me. If it turns out to be Ali, then I have a lot of apologies.
Just as long as they're okay by themselves, that is what I'm concerned about. Tis the season. It almost tis the season.
It is the season.
Hat from me. Thanksgiving on Thursday.
Oh yes.
And already in my fridge are 2 massive slabs of meat that my father-in-law delivered today. A gammon, and by which I don't mean, like a Trump supporter or a Boris type figure. I mean actual gammon.
Actual gammon.
And a slab of beef. So
nice. I won't be here for any of this, basically, but because I'll be in Manchester. But it sounds amazing. I wish I was eating it.
I'll eat it for you. I'm totally fine with that.
What's a tier 1 sub? Well, there are three tiers.
There are 3 tiers of sub. Tier 1 is the one that people do. Tier 2 is the one that people don't do.
Yeah.
And tier 3 is the tier that people definitely don't do.
Yeah.
So basically, if you are subscribing on Twitch, tier 1 is what people do.
Yes.
And it's like £4 or something. I don't even know.
Am I a spender rather than a saver? Yes. Neither a saver nor a borrower bee. That's not true and not correct. But I do like to spend money, basically. But I don't tend to spend it on bullshit, I don't tend to buy kind of like stupid shit.
I don't know, you almost bought that coffee machine. But you didn't. So there is that.
Oh my God. I've been relentlessly looking at coffee machines on the Black Friday deals.
You have also bought that Apple Watch thing.
Yes. Well, it's not on my wrist at the moment.
Proving what a sound investment it was.
Well, I didn't need to track myself around here. I don't feel you're going to like push me out of a window.
Yeah, you keep making that assumption. See how that works out for you.
Cough,
empty book. Exactly.
That was exactly. I'm surprised it took so long for that to remind you. There's like a lag. Yeah, I don't. But listen, I don't buy figures and crazy shit. I know that would be supporting your store. I don't buy stuff that isn't.
Maybe you should.
Maybe I should.
Maybe you should.
I feel that everything in this house that I own is of use. Basically, that sounds like a subtle dig against Aletha, and it was. So.
Now we've started. Next. Hat from Aletha. Karaoke.
We went to karaoke at a place called Kennedy's Bar in Germany, and when we got there, it was fucking rammed, and I couldn't decide, and she couldn't decide, but mainly me, what we wanted to do. There were no books. There were no karaoke books on the tables.
Oh yeah, I've like the last time I did karaoke, which was quite a long time ago. I was like, right, I'd like to choose a song.
Yeah.
And the guy was just like, just tell me what you want to sing. What you want. I'm like,
I don't know.
No. That's not how it works.
He had one book, but that would require you to go up onto the...
Yeah, and just stand in front
of the person singing as well.
Like, no, I want to do it with my drink.
So we came back on the Wednesday because we couldn't get in there. No, we didn't have that. They cut it off at one point, and still somebody managed to get in. So I was a bit like pissed off about that. I didn't manage to get to sing, but Aletha did because I put in Mr. Jones by Counting Crows, and then a couple of minutes later,
the lesser version of Dr. Jones by Agony.
Yes, hey, if I'd have done Dr. Jones,
you
want to do. Aletha put in and successfully sang Castle on the Hill. Is it Castle on the Hill? It's Castle on the Hill by Ed Sheeran. And I never really thought about what the name of it was. And she went up and did that, and everyone loved it. And it was great. So that's what she's talking about. And just as a stupid aside, as I was sitting on this table the first night, this old man to my left was looking across at both of us, but mainly was looking across at me. And he just kept looking at me like this, just looking dead at me, straight in the eyes.
He wanted some of that sweet, sweet chatting.
It would certainly appear to be, but I thought he probably thought, that guy's English. I just want to talk bullshit at him. That's honestly what I thought, is that he thinks I'm...
Oh, look what the cat dragged in.
He's like, he's English. He looked, I thought, at a table away, I thought that he's Scottish. I thought, this guy just wants to... He's seen another Brit and he just wants to chat about some fucking banal, drunken, alcoholic bullshit. And he just kept looking at me.
Waiting for his moment.
And then he kind of just went, come here. Come here. And so I went across to say...
What the fuck?
What the fuck? And he went, and then he went, and this was brilliant. And he went, no, not you. Those girls. And as I looked back, there were these two girls just standing just behind me. And this was a beautiful play, and it's really good. And so I just like, hey, listen, fair play. That's really good, because now he's broken the ice with these two women who he's hoping to kind of like, maybe it was And I looked at him, and I looked at them, and I thought, no, you haven't got a chance, mate. And
then they left with him.
And then they both left with him. But it was just
one on each arm.
They walked out together, arm in arm, after he paid them 100 euros. But it was a very amusing moment. It's like, no, not you. I don't want you. I want them. And then he kind of like, now he's able to go, God, this guy, huh? So I have to like sheepishly walk back to my table. And he kind of goes, anyway, ladies, do you want to dance? And they're like, no. Anyway. Aletha.
Aletha's happy.
She is really happy. Jesus. German food, so many amazing potatoes. We had loads of that.
The food in Germany was fantastic.
It was.
Yeah. And the benefit of going to eat with Aletha is that she doesn't eat very much, and I ate a lot of her food, which is great. Would you like to try this? Yes, I would.
That's true. They gave us so much stuff, Black Friday naps, says Aletha. Well, it might be helpful if you want to get a fridge. So, economy seats that I struggle to fit in, says Harmstone. He's tall.
Loser!
Well, somebody here got promoted. Promoted? That's not what the name is. It's not relegated. Yeah, upgraded.
Promoted works. Yeah. Promoted.
I'm not really a frequent flyer, and I don't like flying. I have to say, this has been well reported that I don't really like flying in a plane, but I had to do it twice. And I was okay with it. You were even better because they gave you an upgrade.
Yeah, I mean the on the way out was a bit cramped because I was in the window seat of 3 next to 2 obnoxious pricks with no room to move. So that wasn't great. It was fine, but it wasn't great. But on the way back,
I cuddled with Jack and opened a bottle of cider.
I get on the plane, look at my ticket number. I have not noticed up until this point that on my ticket it says business in the top right-hand corner.
It's business time.
I just kind of thought, oh, they must have run out of the regular paper or something. Like, whatever.
But no.
And then I'm directed to my seat, which is a business class seat, where, lo and behold, for the first time in my life, not the first time, for the first time
in forever, I
had legroom because it was business class. I had a meal delivered to my table, which was still a pull-down table.
You had something to put on it.
I did. I had a meal to put on it. I did not have that on the way out.
No.
I didn't even need to read my book. I was too busy eating. Too busy eating.
We'll never know what's in the book.
And
maybe nothing.
I had literally, and I don't use that term lightly, literally,
yes,
the best cheesecake I have had in my life.
That's incredible.
On this fucking flight.
Unbelievable.
Best cheesecake of my life on a Lufthansa flight back from Munich. Unbelievable cheesecake.
I had the best glue wine in the entire of Munich in the Allianz Arena, which was incredible because you think, oh, that'll be a pile of shit, but it was the biggest and the best. Brilliant stuff. Yeah. Fourth Panda, the flight was an hour and 3/4, I think, when it all came down to brass tacks. And as someone that doesn't like flying, you know this, but they got us on the flight. And just as they were getting us on the flight, they said, a bit of a delay because there's something that's broken. We need to get the engineer to fix us. And this engineer goes in and I'm like...
Yeah, broken is suboptimal.
Yes, I don't want something broken on the plane I'll get to get on. But we get on it and because they're going to fix it. And we sit there for a while and they're like, this is the captain speaking. We haven't fixed it yet, but we're going to go and have a look at it. So we'll speak to you in a bit. And then they go and have a look at it.
You just get visions of like the pilot, the co-pilot, an engineer and a baggage like person just going out there and going like... Kick.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
It was a pretty short... For me, that's good. It was a flight...
See the problem.
It could have been shorter. I've been on shorter flights, but it was... Yes, for someone that doesn't like it. And I'll get... Actually, it was something I was thinking about you, Panda, actually, because you'll feature at some point. I'll get to it. But... They couldn't fix this thing because apparently it had broken the cargo hold. Something had fallen over and broken something. They're like, we're not going to fly this plane. It's broken. We're going to have to get you all off. And they had to get us all off. They had to set up another plane and buses to take us across, get us off by like rows, get us onto the bus, take us all the way across, get us onto another...
So did you get on the second plane via the usual kind of tube from the terminal type thing? You got on it from ground level?
Yeah, from ground level.
Oh, man, I really want to do that.
Yeah. I did that when I went to Edinburgh a couple of years ago.
They
got us off the bus. The bus drew up. It did not smash into the side of a police car on this occasion.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's another fucking thing. Jesus Christ. So much happened on this weekend.
We were coming round on the bus from the car park, and it's kind of like, as he took that last into Terminal 2, he kind of turned round.
Yeah, so, like, what had happened was that there was a police, like, armoured truck van thing. It looked like a SWAT vehicle, like a big Hummer that you see in movies. And it was illegally parked.
Yes, it was.
It was parked in a red hatching area where you're not allowed to park.
Because
and the reason you're not allowed to park there is because buses need the space to swing their asses out to actually get around the corner of this fucking thing. So, our bus, the bus from the car park in which I parked at Heathrow to terminal, whatever the fuck we were doing, it's pulling up to not the terminal that we want. It tries to turn the corner, smashes the back window out on the wing mirror of this fucking armoured police car, and then they pull the bus over. The guy just gets out and fucks off.
And we just sit there with a shattered window next to this guy who's just like...
We should probably be at Terminal 2 by now. I don't know what the fuck's going on. And he comes back and he's like, oh no, we can't use this bus.
This bus is broken. We're like, well, okay, yeah, but you never said that.
You might have communicated this fact.
Oh, my God.
Would you now like to communicate how we will get to the terminal from here?
No. Everyone's taking pictures. The police are coming over. They're looking at this thing. It's fucked.
Other police officers are coming over and going, what a prick, taking the pictures. And that was how we started.
Yeah. They did they switch the engine? They switched the entire plane for us. That we went on. It's weird because you get on another identical plane and you sit down. It's like, this is weird, but it's the same. But yeah, so
I've just been here.
It was weird, and it was an hour and 3/4 or whatever it was. It's pretty swift, and it was from my money as someone that hates flying, pretty straightforward. But I did have a book to read, which it might fall into my naps. I'm pretty sure it was you fourth Panda. Because I bought a book so I could get some holiday reading in, and I bought A Court of Thorns and Roses, which when I was talking the other day on my stream about fantasy,
how to be a diva,
I should have taken How to Be a Diva and just waved it in people's face. What are we doing? Get me another plane quickly. Don't you know who I'm reading? But I bought. There's a book called A Court of Thorns and Roses, and it is like a fancy book about the Fae and it's this woman that kind of gets kidnapped by this beast, and this beast drags her back past the wall to live with her. And was this you, Panda? Am I telling you about a book that you don't know and it wasn't you that recommended it? But anyway, the other day we were talking about fancy books, and that one got recommended to me, so I bought it and I read it on my holiday, and it's basically a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. That's all it is. Because as I was reading it, it's like, oh, this woman gets taken. She gets imprisoned, basically, in a house with someone that turns into a beast, and she's a beauty. And I'm like, oh no, they basically retold it, but it was an intentional retelling. But even an intentional plagiarism is still plagiarism, right? If you just went, listen, I'm going to retell Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
I think what you mean saying unintentional plagiarism is still plagiarism.
Yes.
And intentional plagiarism is definitely plagiarism.
Yes, that's true. I don't know that book, sadly, but well, it wasn't you. Who was it that told me about this book then? Oh, shit, we're going to have to find out. Okay, sorry, but I thought it was you that... Well, you won't be unhappy to hear that I didn't like it then, basically. But yeah, it is a tale as old as time, and such that it's a tale as old as time. Somebody else rewrote the fucking thing, and she falls in love with him, and then the bad Fae turns up, and it all just goes to shit. I was thinking about you. I was thinking about you quite a lot while reading this book, because I was like, this is pretty good.
What the fuck have they recommended to me? What is this shit?
I went straight away.
Who would recommend me this bullshit? Honestly, I'll be having fucking words.
I might have been. No, I wasn't Kirsty, because I told Kirsty about it. Unless she was like putting up with, yes, I told you, but she never said that. So like,
I mean, she probably couldn't get a word in edgeways, to be fair.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. I have to say, I was really enjoying it until it got a little bit crap near the end. And will I pick up the second book? Probably not. That's a nap for me.
Hap from Harmstone, stopping smug bastards winning all the quizzes on the cruise.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry to break
them by you winning.
I was going to say, I'm sorry to break it to you, Harmstone. You were the smug quiz bastard on that cruise.
Do you know, I was walking behind someone in Belgium who had a backpack on, and the backpack, it said, you're not in traffic, you are traffic. And I'm like, oh, that's so wanky, go fuck yourself. And in a similar way for you, it's like the smug quizzers didn't win. I'm like, no, the smug quizzer was you. And I'll get a backpack and walk in front of you.
Yeah.
New channel, new chapter. You better believe it, Will.
Absolutely know it. Yeah.
You two are costing me money across 3 channels. Well, you're welcome, I guess.
Yeah. Enjoy your remotes.
Nap. It's cold.
Oh. Hey, look, I will not accept any, or maybe from you, Aletha, because you were there, but I will not accept any argument that it's cold in this country, having been in Munich where it was fucking freezing.
So cold.
And almost literally my spine froze. Like, I was stood there and I then could not use my back. I'm stood there like that and I'm like, I don't need to move, apparently. We'll just walk until we find somewhere warm. Somewhere that won't let us in, but is warm.
Is there any more above all that?
I was going to say, then the hype.
Then the hype chain happened.
Thank you for all the hype. Thank
Unbelievable.
you for the follows, people that turned up. Hat from Tamsin. Root canal was easy peasy.
That is good.
Excellent.
Let's not dwell on that. Tamsinaki, I have smart bulbs now.
Are they smarter than you?
That's so sexy. Still not allowed booze, but CBD drinks are not bad. I don't know really what those are.
CBD
is that a derivative of hemp?
Yeah, it's an extract from cannabis.
From
basically.
cannabis.
It's
Okay.
cannaboid rather than cannabis.
Cannaboid.
I don't know.
Cannaboid sounds like the robot that gives you cannabis.
Cannaboid.
I am Cannaboid. Would you like some weed? They're like, oh, very much I will.
I will have to defer to you on the science, but I don't know what the difference between a cannaboid and cannabis is. Whether cannabis is a type of cannaboid, whether cannaboid is like Tommy Boyd's cousin.
No. Cannaboids eat other robots.
Oh, man. Okay. Now it makes sense.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cannaboid hates self. Oh my god, being a robot's so much fun.
Better get used to that.
That last one was a bit nap, but I am feeling positive. That is good.
Nat from Lady Sorrow. Georgia had her 1-year-old jab. I was more emotional than her. Yeah, I remember that. That's not a fun experience, taking your kid for the 1-year-old jab. Yeah, I remember distinctly, like, hugging Hannah, putting her head on the other side of the arm that they were going to stab her in.
Right.
And, like, talking to her, reassuring her that she's
not about
absolutely
to get stabbed.
fine, that in no way is she about to be stabbed to fuck. And then they stabbed her to fuck and she screamed. And that was, I cried too. So, yeah, I feel your pain. That is absolutely nap.
The other robot, Toe Suckertron.
Toe Suckertron.
Toe Suckertron. Toes won't suck themselves.
Feet are wrong.
I mean, that's true. I have no window in my room. I feel like a knockoff Harry Potter.
That's good.
You're a toe sucker, Roo.
That's a great simile. I like it. Assembled a bed, says James 31.
Man, there's no end to this man's talents. Bought a bed.
What is he going to do when his house is finished? He's just going to be fucking bored.
I just thought this is what he does. He flips houses. He buys a house. And you should do a house changing channel. There must be a TV program that's like buy and flip houses or something like that.
There are
homes under the hammer. No, that's just buying houses.
Well, they do flip them afterwards.
They flip them for real.
Yeah, like Homes Under the Hammer is they go to the auctions but then they catch up with the people. It's like, right, what are you going to do with this house? Well, I'm going to paint it and sell it for a lot more, not at auction, aren't I? Well, yeah, but could you make it interesting on fucking television, you Burke?
Bellux blinds were wrong size. Fuck you, builder. Fuck you, builder.
Can we fit it? No, it's the wrong fucking size.
Cunt. Teachers are going on strike. Hap. Is Kerrit's going to go on strike?
That's not hap, because that means that the teacher that lives in my house is going to be in my house rather than leaving me the fuck alone.
Nap seems to be surrounded by people who are inept and or rude. Why did you invite them into your house? It's like people trying to put things up, breaking shit, telling him to go fuck himself.
Who invited you? You did? Oh.
I'm moving to Folkestone, says James. In theory, I've made 100k. I love it. ASMR. What's this is there a recent obsession with ASMR on this stream?
I don't understand where it has come from.
Because it's been talked about a couple of times.
Is it because I am a seductive motherfucker and I often...
We should do this, and then you can kind of hold things near things. And
speak into the camera in low tones and open my Pepsi gently. Slow hiss.
I look like an idiot.
That one sounded a bit more like a fart than a bottle opening. But farts are ASMR too. I will now deep throat the microphone. Your scratching, I don't think is coming off. I think the filter is... I don't know what this sounds like.
Hannah says, I keep doing stupid shit on the new Pokemon game and I'm not streaming it so you can all laugh at me. So that you can all laugh at me. Well, you should stream it. Then we can all laugh at you.
You should. You absolutely should.
I've had my time with Pokemon. I don't think I'll ever be streaming that again.
Last one, Alex. Last one.
Get in the Dead Sea.
Whee!
Well, we managed to get through all of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's only been an hour. Get in the Dead Sea. He did. And he did. I presume you did.
He did.
What's the Dead Sea like? Let's know.
Dead, probably.
Yeah.
And wet.
Wet. But you float in it.
Because it's salt.
Because it's salty. Did you float in the sea?
Something salty, right. I mean, it is the perfect sea for this show, really.
It is really good. Can you imagine all the stuff just kind of like...
Maybe we should reach out to the Dead Sea for sponsorship. Today on Don't Get Me Started.
Take your chips.
Sponsored by the Dead Sea.
Do you have any other things that you want to talk about? Haps or naps?
Many things, but we'll be here all night.
That's true.
I think I could probably talk about all of the haps and the naps of our German weekend, but I think that will come out over the course of many, many months.
That's fair. We will talk about more about the Bucks and the thing. And well, I'm just reading what I've got. It don't have to be the Bucks. Although we did win, and I was very happy. I was ecstatic. I was really into that game. I was making a lot of noise, and I was very, very fanny.
He was a massive fanny.
I was the biggest fan, and it was really good. And what I've also put as one of the things that I thought was haps is that I've watched, and this is only really of interest because we know that Harmstone goes on about it very specifically for his podcast, but for the first time ever, I've watched The Mole, and now I know
for the very first time.
It's like, who is the mole? I finally watched Who is the Mole.
Like a rodent. Are they rodents? I don't know.
Yeah, they are. Because they are. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thanks, science.
I mean, listen, I don't know what tower is in German. I make up all manner of shit, like that bit earlier when I said that anonymous was the opposite of anonymous. So, you know.
Is that not true?
That unfortunately was not.
I enjoyed that.
I know you did. But, you know, well, it might be true. I just was going out on a limb, you know, like many things that I say. But, yeah, we watched Who is the Mole, and we really enjoyed it, except Aletha didn't really enjoy it, she says. But I don't want to speak for her because that will get me in all sorts of issues. But I really liked The Mole, and I watched, it's like, I don't know which episode it is. It's an American one, and it's the first episode in the American one. But the good news is, if it's the Netflix one, it is. You can only watch better ones in the future. Oh, wow, it's better than that? I thought that one was great.
Don't trust him. He's been telling me that Survivor's declined in quality for ages. And I'm still getting good series after good series. So
can I opine briefly on The Mole? And then we'll move the fuck along, I promise. But basically, if you don't know The Mole, it's a social deduction game, which if you want to learn more about it, why don't you go and listen to some podcasts at RTV Warriors. Wait, is that it? Have I got it right?
Yeah, reality TV Warriors.
Yeah.
Can't say Warriors anymore.
Drop a link or something. That would be great. That would be really, yeah. Why don't you go and listen to that? Because it's Harmstone's podcast that he does with his friends.
I mean, it does kind of require you to have also watched the things before you listen.
Yes, so, or, you know, you can work that shit out.
Oh, he's even got a .com. Check him out.
There you go. Well, there you go. But the concept is that a bunch of, 12, I think it starts out with, people all have to do a load of missions and tasks and climb up mountains and do escape rooms, and they've all got to do things which will net them money that goes into the pot that only one of them can win. And so they're trying to put stuff in the pot, and often they got options to kind of make the task easier by deducting money. Like, listen, your time's going to run out. Do you want an extra 5 minutes? And we'll deduct 20,000. And they go, oh, well, better to take some money than no money at all. So yes, let's do that. And so there's all these little points.
So what you're saying is they managed, through some kind of timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly bullshit, to retroactively rip off Right in the Kitchen. Like, Rat in the Kitchen happened.
I don't know this.
They went back in time, made the mole, and it's basically the same thing, but with less cooking.
I don't know that, although I think we might have been talking about it the other day, but yes, I'll say yes. But the point of it, as I've watched it on this, and you can watch it on Netflix, is that then the mole is amongst them, whose intention is to sabotage everything. And one of the questions we were saying is, like, we don't know why they even bother putting... Well, this is what Aletha says.
Isn't it obvious who the mole is, because they're the only one that's blind?
It is, as it happens, not obvious who the mole is, which is by way of being part of the fun that happens on our TV Warriors, but is guessing what it is, guessing who they are. And I got caught up on somebody for a long time, and I was almost right. My one was right down to the last three, and it wasn't that person. But
so that, in a roundabout way, you're telling us you failed.
I did fail. I did not know who the mole was. But the thing about it, right, is that everything they do or don't do makes them moley, right? So what happens is they'll say, wow, that person put everything, their heart and soul into that. Bit too obvious. They're obviously the mole. And then they'll say,
I remember you saying
that person didn't do anything. He lost us some money there. Obviously the mole. That person decided to take some money off the pot so we got more time. Obviously a moley move. That person decided not to take some time off the pot. Obviously a moley move. Like anything you say or do means you're the mole. It's just so annoying to hear them saying, well,
that person had explosive diarrhea. It's a bit mole-ish behaviour.
That person was literally tunnelling under some farmer's field. What a mole. And it goes on like this basically for some time. So welcome to... They just won't shut up. In every cutaway bit, in every straight-to-camera bit, they're like, well, can't believe she did that. Obviously the mole. I'm like, she just literally bought herself a Coke. What the fuck are you talking about? It's just so funny. But I did really enjoy it.
I just need to highlight two Tamsin comments, actually, for a moment.
Yeah.
I've lost
it. But I like it, so you should watch it.
There it is.
It's probably one of the only ways we can watch it.
Contrary to popular belief, moles are not rodents. They're insectivores. Actually, I think you'll find.
We should have a thing where somebody comes across, like, with a dictionary, or somebody comes across, somebody put, actually, I think you'll find, and we hit that button whenever anyone does that. I really want to do that now.
Let's make that happen.
Yeah. Actually...
See, I thought insectivores was a made-up thing. The insectivores were genuinely the villain in Saban's Masked Rider,
right?
I mean, probably in Transformers as well, yeah. But apparently not a made-up thing. And then she said, they're the one messing around on the river with Ratty, which is a great reference that I'm not sure many people will get.
That was all I was thinking, mole. Can you go back up to see what Armstrong said in You can watch them along with us, so that's true. The show didn't make it clear why the mole was motivated to sabotage anything. Redditing earlier said they're paid to sabotage like a job, but it's still in my head is inherently flawed game. Yeah, they don't make it clear. They just say there's a mole in there, basically. But America fucking loves Obvious Confessional. It's they were so interesting because the thing is, at the end of every episode, they're basically asked to do a quiz on who they think the mole is, and the person who doesn't know enough about them, who fails at the quiz, gets eliminated. So it's in your best interest to misdirect your fellow contestants, and the way you do that is by purposefully failing the tasks. So at one point, somebody purposefully drops something on the floor and goes, "Oh, how did that fall off?" Basically, and you watch her drop it, and then they go, "Oh, she's obviously a bit dodgy." So someone then goes, I think she's the mole, votes for her on the quiz and gets kicked out of the show because he's wrong. So you misdirect people by doing mole-ish things. So now you've got the mole doing shit things and you've got everybody else doing shit. So literally everyone in the program.
I wonder how many productions of this show around the world they've had to do again or restart because they've actually outed the mole after a week. I'm like, oh, right. Well, this is not good television.
I don't know how you would do a thing where they out. I mean, lots of people have opinions about who the mole is because the mole can always succeed in the quiz. They never leave. So every week you go past it. And the way they edit it makes it hard for you to work out who has voted for someone who then strangely stayed. But anyway.
The show just wouldn't air. No, that's what I mean. And then they'd just get a new cast and do it again, wouldn't they? You'd never know. But I wonder how many times that has actually happened in production and they just don't tell you, is my point.
James, actually, I think you'll find rodents can be insectivores. Actually.
There you go. I thought James knew about birds, not about rodents and insectivores. But
I'm quite interested. I didn't get a chance to look at everything that Harmstone said there, but I am quite interested in how the other versions work, and I did really like it.
He's in Harmstone.
I am in. I did like it. I like the concept
and he likes,
of it.
like Belgium, so
I love Belgium.
You're getting.
I like the mole, so
Yeah.
I also like the circle. I like all these little kind of games. I want to see if I can invent one and do it on stream.
I've watched Love Is Blind this week. I've watched the Japanese version previously, but I've gone.
You watched Love Is Blind?
The American, like the first season of.
Oh yeah, what do you think of that?
It's all right. The Japanese one's better. I
haven't watched the Japanese. I've seen it, but I've seen it that it's available.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Anyway, we should probably move along because
probably should. Yeah.
What do you want to go to?
I think maybe this.
Maybe the things that are on our.
I was going to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, do it.
Yeah. Okay. It feels like it's been a while, but it's all been a while because we've been off for like 3 weeks. But this has definitely been a while. It's the segment we like to call Agony with Alex.
Listen, you'll take my advice and you'll fucking like it.
Also known as living.
Look how statesman-like I like looking at middle photo. I Live for Love Is Blind, says Panda. Yeah, it is really good. We haven't watched much of the latest series, but I have always enjoyed it. And I think it was the second one. Was the second one with, I want to say, it's got like Shake in it.
Well, I haven't watched it yet, so I'll let you know. But the first one.
There's a guy called Shane in it, and he is just the worst fucking guy. And at the wedding at the end, he's on fucking cocaine on the altar. It's fucking bonkers.
Oh, cool.
Look out for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
No, I watched the first season with the missus, with Karis. She's seen it before, and so as I'm there like cursing Jessica, like, fucking what is this twat doing? It's just there like, yeah, told you, Jessica's a cunt. Anyway, it's time for some advice.
Yes.
And Alex is going to dish it out.
I'm going to dish it.
This might be a challenge for you, this one.
Oh, really?
So strap in.
Okay.
Dear Alex.
Hello.
I am part of an, quote, anonymous cuddling group.
Sounds amazing.
And my mother disapproves. So let me try my best to explain.
Please do.
I am a 19-year-old guy and I live in New York City.
Nice.
I have found an underground cuddling network in my local neighborhood. Basically, you can find someone of your preferred gender and spend the night cuddling with them and having a platonic hookup.
That sounds nice, like friendly cuddles with someone you don't know.
Most of the time, I just cuddle with the girls and watch Netflix or a scary movie, but occasionally the girls will leave the room and we can have a nice night out, such as watching a movie or going out downtown.
The girls will leave the room?
As in, like, they will consent to not cuddling and going out and doing something.
Sounds like he's saying, sometimes the girls will leave the room and then we're like, thank God they've left, and then they go out on the town. But I misunderstood.
Oh, yeah. Welcome in, little cute girl. I have neglected to set up those things that I have put in the title. Thanks for pointing that out. I will do that for next week. But you can follow me at The Jez Show and you can follow him at Always Be Chatting.
Yes, you can.
I think you all are anyway. Plus, I'm kind of socially anxious around women, and this gives me a lot of much-wanted hands-on experience with them. Literally.
Yeah. Listen, what's interesting about that is this feels like the truest and most wholesome version of Netflix and chill. Literally Netflix and chill.
Yeah, not the figurative version that is actually the no chill and very little Netflix. Yeah. I have found there are a surprisingly high amount of women near me interested in platonic hookups. You think?
Wow.
But when I tried explaining this all to my mother...
Don't explain things to mothers.
50. She's 50.
Yeah.
She got really mad at me.
Why?
She said the whole thing was weird and pervy and that it just didn't sit right with her.
This is literally the opposite of pervy.
She said I shouldn't be cuddling with girls older than me.
What?
And that I should just get a girlfriend like a normal boy my age.
Shut your mouth.
She hasn't outright told me she forbids me from doing it, but she does give me funny looks when she sees women pick me up and drop me off. Parentheses, I can't drive yet. End parentheses.
How old is this guy? 19?
19.
Yeah. The average age of a soldier in Vietnam.
Can you help me? What could be considered weird and pervy about it?
I can help you, 19 from New York. None of this is weird and pervy. In fact, it sounds incredible. basically you're telling me that there's an app you can go on where people can consensually just hang out and chill out. It's like find a friend, but when you find the friend, you cuddle the friend and you get to watch The Circle or whatever cool shit, or Love is Blind.
Sounds like you get to make them watch whatever the fuck you like.
Yeah. This sounds incredible. If anything, this isn't like an Agony with Alex. This is just like information.
Tonight, we're going to hug and we're going to watch The Sixth Sense.
Yeah, can you imagine 19-year-old Alex, like probably the year that fucking Sixth Sense came out, and I'm like, hey, do you want to cuddle and watch Sixth Sense? And like, yeah, do I? And then nothing else happens. Now, that wouldn't have happened in my life. I don't think so. What I want to know about this is there a point to which they go, if he does go, actually, we get on really, really well, and can you go to kiss
Would you like to have sex?
Yeah. Or is it like, this is just cuddles?
It's not on the contract, mate.
It's not part of the group, is it? It's not part of the idea. Tamsin, she said, it all sounds very silly. That is something that my mum would say. That is exactly. She'd be like, oh, Alex.
Not sure about this, Alex.
She would say, Alex, you shouldn't be messing around with all these girls. She kind of says it like gals. She kind of, sometimes she hits it like that. She don't want to talk. Don't be messing around with all these silly gals and stuff like that. Not all the time, but. So yeah, you kind of, my mum was always like, stop fucking around, basically. It wasn't quite like that. She didn't like, my mum always had an opinion on who I was dating at the very least. So at any rate. So this is just, is this for real?
Yeah.
Is this for real? It's basically Hug Club. It's
I assume it's for real.
The first rule of Hug Club is you
don't slip a finger in. That's the first rule of Hug Club.
The second rule of Hug Club, you must agree on the Netflix show you're going to watch, so nothing ever gets watched.
Yeah.
Do you want to watch?
Do you want to do some cuddling and scrolling through Netflix until we eventually don't find anything and fall asleep?
This is Agony with Alex. Listen, if you want a hug, you can have one. As far as I'm concerned, I think it would be weird though if any of you wanted to come and have an extended hug with me and watch Netflix, because Letha would give you a slap.
Christian side hug?
What's he say?
Christian side hug?
A Christian side hug?
Yeah. Are you familiar with the Christian side hug?
Is that a Christian, as in the wrestler Christian?
No.
I thought no.
It was an invention of the
I thought it was a wrestling
evangelical church in America, because they considered straight up hugging to be too sexual. So they invented the Christian side hug, and that is so I would hug you on the side like, and I'd
go like
to
this,
make sure that we had no genital contact,
perpendicular,
and that you would not potentially, if you were a short ass, come face to face with my whopping tits, that kind of thing. It's a preventative measure.
Oh my god! It's like I'm back in Christian Union again.
I've taught you something.
You have. The Christian side hug. I thought it was like a DDT.
Oh my god! Christian side hug! That's gotta be it!
Christian side hug!
We need a demo. Are you asking me to hug him, Karis? Because I will totally hug him. Let's move the mouse. We don't want any mouse involvement.
Okay.
So Christian side hug would be like that.
Don't clip this.
Because I also couldn't, put my face the other side. That would be too close as well.
1,000 clip buttons go off. I wish it was 1,000.
You pervy bastards.
Oh my god. That was brilliant. I liked it. That looks worse. It was just because I was like, look, new profile pic. If you slow it down, it's like you're in the middle of a fucking spear. You're just like.
And now we'll turn it into a side German suplex.
Oh my god.
There you go.
All right.
But anyway, he needs help.
Back to business.
What's your suggestion for his mama?
I think you should flip her off and hit the stunner. I know that's my answer to everything, but I think it is appropriate here. You should say, "Listen, mother, this is the
it's my life.
It's now or never. I don't want to live forever. I just want to live while I'm alive. It's my life." And I think that would be everything. Keris, do you agree? I think that would be the best answer. In fact, that's the right answer for everything. I should say that to my mum next time I see her. Actually, I'll be like, "It's my life. It's now or never. I don't want to live forever." She'll be like, "Alex, what are you talking about?" I don't want to live. when we did the karaoke the other day, someone didn't go up to do that. That It's My Life played, and no one came up to do it, and everyone just fucking started singing It's My Life.
Oh, that's great.
En masse. And then of course they had to move on because
that's the best kind of karaoke. Is you're not allowed to go and do individual karaoke.
Just mass.
They just play a song, and everyone has to. We did that in Allianz.
I was going to say yes. That's what I was going to say when they played "Country Roads Take Me Home," which is one of those songs which I think I know the words to, and I definitely don't. When it's like. Blurdy blurder, something, Blue Ridge Mountains, something.
I was more on it the second time they played it. The first time I was like, right, that's the words, is it? Okay, good.
Better store them.
And then they played it again. I'm like, hey, now's my time.
And then it's like, I was like,
my time has come.
Then the guy to my left and his guy all just like put their arms around, and I'm in a big kind of like swaying back and forth thing like this, and it's like and I just don't know the words. So in the video of me, it's just me going herpy derp derp, herpy derp derp, herpy derp derp derp, country roads take me home, and the whole fucking arena is singing this thing. But as soon as
with their phones up with torch mode on, I took a photo. It was brilliant.
Was so good. And then, but as soon as a new play goes off, they immediately bring the volume down on the fader, like that. And so the play, but
did that deter the crowd?
It did not.
It did not.
And everyone's like, "Take country roads," and they're trying to do the game.
I need to go back and watch that. Like, it was after the 2-minute warning.
Yeah.
In the fourth quarter. I need to go back and
just
listen to how that comes across on television.
Nobody was stopping singing. No. It's like the person's like, "I've made a huge mistake."
Yeah,
I've made a huge mistake. I should have stopped this a lot earlier. What I say to you, 19 in New York, you're doing it right. Like so many things, your generation has it correct. Go and cuddle as many girls as you want and watch all the Netflix you want. God bless you for telling us about this. And if you're watching this, cuddle the person you're with. We've already done it. But at any rate...
And I'd fucking do it again, too.
I'd do it. I would do it.
But only the Christian side hug. None of that dirty front hug shit.
I would have a front hug from you. Oh, it's almost heaven, West Virginia. Is that how that goes? Blue Ridge Mountains. Is that how... No, I think I might be singing the wrong tune to the wrong bit. Is that the words? Oh, shit, I really didn't.
Yeah, but then when you went to get another drink...
Yeah.
They played Journey, and I was on...
I was leaving.
I was on top of that shit.
As I got to the bit where you kind of the switch back into the thing, you go dum 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 dum, and then back on yourself immediately. It was like dum 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 dum, and I'm like, no, just a small town.
I don't need a drink.
I was gonna dance down the fucking stairs like just a small town boy.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you very much, Ryan.
It's some stellar advice.
You're doing it right.
Fuck your mom. Not literally. Your mom. And don't even hug her. She doesn't deserve it. Hug other people.
Tell her it's none of her business who you hug. You'll hug whoever the fuck you want. Are they? Yeah, is it a subscription service? What if you meet someone you don't want to hug them? Like, you must have a certain standard. You see pictures. It's like Tinder, I guess, you know.
When you're just hugging, can't you hug anyone?
Well, don't hug an hug. That's something Captain Brilliant taught me.
Because hugs are shoes and,
and
feet are wrong.
Really weird. Shall we move on? A license to hug. You have to have an official. You have to go through a training course to do there's various things, and then you're allowed to.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. Captain Privilege over here, Karis, who had her own private bar and security guard when she went to watch the Kaiser Chiefs at the beginning of the month.
Fucking hell.
Was basically in a private box with like 10 other people, and she's like, yeah, I can't slum it.
Do you know what? She's right though.
The locals now.
When we were walking past that bit, and you were like, "That's the hospitality. Like, that's where it's at." How much more money is it going to cost? Because I
know the answer to that.
Oh really? What's the answer?
It is 2,700 more euros.
Keep sending those fucking subs.
and then one of us can go and spread the experience to the others.
And I'll tell you what it's like. Oh my god. How much?
Yeah. No,
But they didn't pay for that. That fucking dirt.
No.
It's a fucking corporate shit.
Probably. Yeah.
When
press pass. Press pass is my goal. That's what I'm going for.
Yeah.
I think I can press pass into one of the London games.
Do you know something? Let me tell you something. And I know you're already doing this, but let me tell you something. I don't want prodding my leg so vigorously. Don't be cheering something. I was watching Fantasy Football League. Do you remember? I don't even remember Fantasy Football League. It had David Baddiel and Frank Skinner, and they would do.
Oh, they've recently redone it, I think.
Oh, they might have. Periodically, they come back and do this stuff. Oh, anonymous subber wants us to go to these games and live the experience and the lives we deserve. Thank you very much.
Another anonymous, $5. Thank you very much.
2024, Alex and Jez fight to the death over who gets a single hospitality ticket they can afford with their combined sub money. We can be spending that money.
I mean, I'd fight you for it.
Yeah, I don't like
I'd Christian side hug the fuck out of you until I could pin you down for 3.
I really think we ought to make the Christian side hug one of your moves in BCW. There was an old 90s TV program with Frank Skinner and David Baddiel where they made it out like it was their the set was like it was their sofa and it was their kitchen and it was like they're sitting around watching the Premiership, and they would run an actual fantasy football league where, much like American fantasy football leagues, you could only have one player, and celebrities came on and they all had a celebrity team and they would play them and
yeah, they've definitely brought it back,
and they would have funny segments and funny shit, and they would do funny stuff and make loads of things at the beginning based on clips of funny shit that happened in the stadiums that week, basically. It says, and it looks like this week Gary Venison is blah 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 blah, and he's like tripping over in some shit or whatever, and they do all this stuff, and I thought we could do this for American football, and it would just be us talking about American football, and like during the season we're like, looks like such, and at this time it looks like Cam Newton might have found a new club, and it's just like somebody doing blah blah, it would be brilliant, and that's how you get on. That's how you do it. You do it.
That's how you get into the hospitality suite.
Irreverent. This I'm telling you now. First, you get the irreverent American football show. Then you get the press pass.
Then you get the women.
and maybe there's be some women in the hospitality suites.
Yeah, Karis is still bragging about her box, but
well, I'm sure there's lots to brag about.
We will choose not to hear it, and we will move on.
Okay. There was space to dance, and they'd bring us drinks to us so we didn't miss anything, even though you can see the stage from the bar. No one likes it when you brag about your box. Listen, if it's a good box, you won't have to brag about it. Tell me.
She's like, he knows what he did. And I do know what I did, and I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it as well.
Now,
shall we do this?
If you would like to, yeah.
It makes sense.
Or alternatively, we can do that.
Oh.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, right.
We don't have a sting.
No, but we're going to do it anyway.
Okay.
It's time. New segment.
Yes.
We love it. It's controversial opinions.
And this is where we'd play a sting. If we had one.
So, I keep wanting to sing the thing for the other thing, but I'm not going to. So, good. Yes, we'll work on this one, but I can put this down because I'm going to. So, we're going to talk about controversial opinions. If you've got them, you can let us know. But do you have a controversial opinion?
I do have a controversial opinion.
I do too.
I'm pointing to this clipboard because
yes.
it is not my controversial opinion. It is a controversial opinion that was sent to me via Mumsnet.
Mumsnet.
Okay. And it's been turned into like press articles, and the original post has been deleted. So we're relying on the good journalism of the British media, so yes. it may be a bunch of bullshit, but here we go. Wait with it.
Okay.
How do you go about cleaning a toilet brush?
Are you asking me a question?
Let's open that question to the floor, yeah. How do you clean a toilet brush?
You make a really good point, actually. I'm just adjusting my mic so that it's like basically better.
That's what she said.
I think that's still fine. Why am I messing with it? How do you go about cleaning the toilet brush?
Yeah.
I guess you flush the toilet and kind of just like put it down there and kind of scrub it against the sides as best you can. Or you just wait for a bit, throw it out and buy a new one. Because I don't think I've... welcome in, Dr. Fruitbat. Thanks for finding us here on DGMS Live. You're most welcome. Bit of bleach. Wait. Hey, listen, that might be the answer. Comes in with the right answer. Bit of bleach in the kind of bowl bit.
I think that is the popular method, a bit of bleach, right? It even says here, a popular method is using bleach and hot water or leaving it in the toilet bowl and adding toilet freshener tablet that dissolves and kills germs.
I should add at this point, toilet brushes are like $1.99 or £1.
Buy another one.
Just buy a fucking another one.
Yeah, even if you've got like a really nice like toilet brush holder thing, you can still just change the toilet brush part of it and keep your holder.
Yeet it and buy another one.
So those were not controversial opinions.
No.
That is how the majority of people will clean their toilet brush.
Yes.
However, one Mumsnet user revealed that they choose to place their toilet brush into the dishwasher.
Fuck off!
Every few months. And it has caused, quote, uproar on the forum.
I am not surprised. I love it. Oh, wow. Oh, no. That's basic stupidity. This is basic thugonomics.
Would you like more details?
Please.
The user, known as Swizzle007, wrote, I clean my toilet brush in the dishwasher every few months. I just put the brush and holder in on their own on a hot wash, and they come out like new.
I mean, it makes sense.
A friend popped by for coffee this morning, and I opened the dishwasher to get out a couple of mugs, forgetting that I had put the toilet items in last night.
And your friend was like,
She totally freaked out.
Yes, she did.
Saying this is totally disgusting, and re-washed the mugs I had then taken out of the cupboard and poured boiling water on them before she would allow me to make her coffee.
And then
not in with the mugs. She thought her mugs were in the dishwasher. It was a bog brush, actually.
And then burnt the house down.
Yeah.
In with the mugs! In with the mugs! Oh, by the way, I've never seen a reaction from the stream like this. It's incredible. By the way, you say vommy, vom, and I am with you, but they have all been cleaned. Everything has been cleaned. There's no poo in there anymore. Yeah. It's all clean.
Yeah. And this is what she asks. Like the mugs and the toilet brush are washed in separate loads. Separate loads, guys. Like, at no point...
Oh, she hasn't taken the mugs from, like, next to the brush from the...
No. She puts the toilet brush and the holder in the dishwasher, runs it.
Yes.
Then, if she needs to wash her mugs or her plates or her bowls or whatever, fresh load, no toilet brush.
She doesn't, like, just stick, like, bowl, bog brush.
No.
Right. Like, even that would make sense in a way, because if you're cleaning the whole thing... Although what I would say... Stop playing devil's advocate. Oh, by the way, I hate playing devil's advocate.
Me?
I just
play devil's advocate. Okay, yeah, sure.
Still, no. It's got so much. It's like reading the chat is like reading 2 Unlimited's famous hit, as far as I'm concerned.
No.
Clearly, that was written about this situation.
No. There's no lyrics.
Which way up does the bog brush go?
Oh, don't you fucking start, Tamsin. Honestly, we can have a falling out over this again.
You don't mix poo with, anything. Well, I mean, listen.
Other poo, like a...
When you run the dishwasher, I'm pointing at my own dishwasher like you give a fuck. When you run the dishwasher, sometimes the thing you've got might not have been in the right place. There might be a bit of scummy kind of crap that whatever. Like, say you made some pasta, there might be a bit of pasta at the bottom. Or if you had a coffee, there might be a bit of coffee.
If I make like pasta or meatballs or something, and it's a particular saucy sauce, if I don't wash that out, I am a saucy sauce. Don't you fucking know it?
It was that side hug.
Yeah. If I don't rinse out the bowl before doing it, then it covers everything in the sauce and everything goes red.
Yeah. So as a result, sometimes the detritus of what you washed still remains in the stuff and in the dishwasher. Ergo, therefore...
Well, fucking hell, detritus and ergo in one sentence.
Stop pointing at Margaret. Margaret, you don't mind. I wasn't pointing at you. She's nodding. She's nodding. She's fine. Yeah. Therefore, QED, motherfuckers, there might be some... You liking it? There might be some poo still around in the dishwasher that infects on a later wash. I'm just saying.
Yes. Do you not think that the hot water is sufficient to kill all of the poo?
No, I think sometimes, like, in the bottom of there'll probably be a bit of pasta or a bit of shit. You know, I'm just saying that the poo might reside and remain, and I can't be certain that all the poo has gone.
Yeah, and science is on your side.
Is it?
Yes.
Is there more?
There is not, but I went forth and researched it.
More!
So that I could appropriately play devil's advocate.
Oh, I love it.
And no, in fact, and this is quite disgusting, the water in a dishwasher does not actually get hot enough to sterilize anything. So even your clean items in the dishwasher are not actually clean.
I mean, they're probably...
The detergent does a fairly good job.
Right.
But they are not sterile clean. So...
I mean, even if I wash things myself in the sink, I would imagine it won't be hotter than a dishwasher. So I suppose it's this. So none of this.
Otherwise, you won't have a hand left.
It's the principle. It really is.
I've got no skin, but my bowl is really clean.
If you shit in a mug and pour boiling water on it, is there still shit in your mug? Yes.
What? Hang on.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. It's basically kind of like if you
shit in your mug and pour boiling water on it, is there still shit?
Yeah, you're
in
basically
your mug?
just like mixing it around.
You didn't tell me you tipped the turd out first, so of course there's still shit.
Just
in
buy
your mug.
cheap ones. Don't be vile. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I totally agree. Just buy a new one. No one in this chat. Will anyone in this chat say this is a good idea?
Will the real poo shady please stand up?
Are you going to do it? That's my question to you. And I'm
shit shady if I'm the...
Yes, there is still shit in the mug.
Correct. Okay.
Here's an idea. Don't shit where you drink. I never do. But nobody here is going to do that. I don't think that's I mean, the unpopular opinion, obviously, is this woman's opinion.
The controversial opinion is the fact that she's like, yeah, toilet brush in the dishwasher, totally reasonable.
One day she was like, I want to clean this. Shove it in with the rest of this stuff. And they thought that was a good idea. I'm surprised they probably tried to put it in the washing machine at one point.
I mean...
This is a good point. If you can afford a dishwasher, you can afford a new brush.
I mean, couldn't you just get a second dishwasher? Like a poo washer?
Oh, yeah.
And you could just put all of your...
Maybe we should make one. It could be a miniature version that you put it into and it always refreshes it. That's an idea. Shut up and don't take it. That's my idea. Pending. And it's next to your...
A shit washer, see? Yeah.
It's plumbed into the plumbing and it sits next to your toilet and then you put it in and it goes... And then it's clean again.
Do people even use toilet brushes? Asks Dr. Fruitbat. A bit of bleach, let it shit. Use a wipe on the rim. What are you doing to porcelain that you need to scrub it? Well, Dr. Fruitbat, I must say you must have some very delicate shit, because I definitely need to use a toilet brush, I'm sorry to say. Especially here in the southeast where it's limescale city.
Yeah.
And that shit sticks to the limescale and the limescale sticks to the toilet, and you need some heavy chemicals and some heavy scrubbing to get the limescale streaked in shit off your toilet.
I just buy a new one.
Was that visceral enough for you?
Shit on my leg, as I always do. Limescale is the shitter. I do use my toilet brush, and eventually it will have seen better days.
And he'll put it in the dishwasher now that he's got the idea.
Well,
actually, he'll defer to Margaret. He says he's used the toilet brush. He's never seen a toilet brush. He doesn't even know what it is.
Okay, sure.
He's just working on, like, the idea of what a toilet brush must be at this stage.
Margaret, have we had when was the last time that we needed to change it? She's shaking her head. Have you had to change it? We've never changed it. Mind you, I have so many rooms here that essentially once we've used...
I mean, do you really need to change or even clean your toilet brush? Like, you're just wiping more shit with it.
I think
you're not going to eat off it.
That's right.
Like,
it has one role.
It's going in the toilet. The toilet is dirty. Who gives a fuck if it's dirty? Like, just do some stuff with it.
The toilet brush is just what Alex calls the orphan who cleans the toilet. Young boy for sale. He brushes shit. Only
toy
7.
Toilety, toy toilety, toy toy-taroo. My head is now moist.
And it's covered in poo.
Yes, that's it.
Very Mr. Bumble. It was. Well, I do it for you. Only 7 guineas. That or thereabouts. I could have played that role. Maybe I was too hasty. Mr. Bumble. Just use a different toilet when one gets mucky. That's right. It's that. Turns the faders down. We're muted. Yeah, I mean, so many things. But the bottom line is that none of us want to put a toilet brush in the dishwasher. And nobody agrees with that person.
It is decided. Just shit in the bin and then toss the bag. Simple.
That's it. That's it. It's just cut out the middleman. Cut out the middleman. I've got to sit back up again because I'm too slumped. I don't like it, Jeremy. I don't like it when I slump. I like to sit up straight like this.
It gives the impression that you're taller than me when you do that.
And I am not taller than him, just in case we need to know that. So, do you have any unpopular, controversial opinions, chat? I'll tell you my one, which I came to the other day, and it might not be unpopular, but you might disagree or agree, but in a manner of Keris, who doesn't like Bon Jovi and thinks Bon Jovi is shit.
That is definitely a controversial opinion.
That is a controversial opinion.
Keris's controversial opinion is that Bon Jovi are shit.
Bon Jovi are shit.
She is wrong.
My controversial opinion is that Green Day are shit.
You are also wrong.
I'm like, I don't think they've got that many good songs. I mean, I remember when Dookie came out and everyone went mad for Basket Case, but that was it on that fucking album. And then basically after that, it's Good Riddance, Time of My Life, which everyone overplayed in the 90s on fucking anyone who had a guitar just destroyed that song every day.
In the end, it's right, Alex.
It was totally predictable is what it was. Everyone fucking played it. And then on top of that, we had American Idiot, which is a really on-the-nose song about how shit America is, because like we didn't know that. And then everything about that is
but
like...
it's great, though.
That one. I mean,
great.
I like it. But even if I like these songs that I'm mentioning, and I do like that one, and I do like Basket Case, by the time we've got to now...
That's two he likes for those keeping score.
I do like those, right? But what I guess I'm saying is that if you take all the good songs, we finally got to an album like now. It's like, it's Basket Case... what was the song I just said? Good Riddance. I'll allow Good Riddance, even though I don't like it because it's super fucking pedestrian and ballady, but we'll allow it. And then American Idiot, then Boulevard of Broken Dreams, and Wake Me Up When September Ends. And
Holiday?
I don't know that song.
You do.
Do I?
On holiday.
Oh,
down,
God,
down,
no. Oh, yeah, no, someone did that karaoke.
Hey! Yeah, you do know it. Yeah, I will accept overrated. Shit, not so much.
Okay, let me I don't think that's so much of an unpopular opinion. I just think, what the fuck? I think we've been duped by Green Day into thinking they're good. Does anybody possibly agree?
I'm not sure this is the audience for Green Day love.
Tamsanaki is like hashtag Team Alex, hashtag not Team Keris. She agrees with me. She doesn't agree with Keris. I think that's what I'm
She likes Bon Jovi, is what's going on there, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Tamsanaki, can you clear that up? Do you like Green Day or do you agree with me? Just say you agree with me.
Green Day,
anyway.
Bon Jovi, what's the...
It's just like... I just think that it's... Castle of Glass is also... I don't know any of these.
I'm not familiar with that one.
I don't.
When I listened to Green Bay in my time. Green Day? Fuck Green Bay.
Yeah, Green Bay. The Green Day Packers are entirely different. Green Day, meh. Okay, maybe it's not controversial enough, but I just feel like there's a whole wave of people out there who've granted Green Day this kind of legendary Foo Fighters-esque kind of status, which they don't deserve, maybe.
Don't wanna be an ayahuasca smoking idiot. An anti-vaxxer under something media.
Boom.
There you go. It's about Aaron Rodgers now.
More like the Pooh Fighters. Yeah, because like Dave Grohl's like, what are we going to do with this thing, man? What are we going to do? How do we clean this thing? Like, I don't know. There he is drumming with two fucking bog brushes.
I'd pay to see that. Yeah. Was this you getting slight revenge for me saying that Nirvana are overrated?
No, it wasn't. I don't actually know what you thought of Green Day. I mean, I obviously disagree with that, but you know, it's always going to be difficult with bands, though, isn't it? Because people have very, very strong opinions. My controversial opinion is that my controversial opinion is that no one should get a bunch of gift money for having a baby. At work, whip rounds. Do you know what? I mean,
I don't think people that are leaving should get money, like a whip round. Blah blah blah's leaving. We're going to get him something. No,
the number of
they're
times
escaping. They've got the best thing going.
I'm with you on this one, Alith. I don't really feel like these whip rounds at work. When I used to work at breaks, they would get a big envelope, and then they'd say who was leaving, and then from where, I don't know where it came from, but there was a printout of everybody's names that worked in all the departments on a big list on the front, like a big A4 sheet, and it would just say like my name and everyone's name. And then when it got to you, you had to kind of like write the card, put some money in, and tick to show that you'd done it. Like there was a real bureaucracy to counting every bean And I just like fucking tick it and sign it and give it back. And they're like, I mean, who's fucking counting this shit? Take money out. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
That money will never come back to you.
I mean, that's kind of the idea of a gift. But if it's a forced gift,
it's a forced gift.
Is it a gift at all?
No.
That's the question.
It's the gift that you have to keep on giving. That's what it is. It shouldn't be mandatory. No, that's true. It should not be mandatory.
I like this controversial opinion. I'm not sure it's controversial. James 31. Humanity must be exterminated and ducks given the riches left behind.
Well, I don't think they would know what to do with them. They were sitting on a big pile of gold looking at each other.
Well, for a start, if you were in charge of giving the riches to the ducks, it'd never go to a fucking
I wouldn't
duck.
know. Like, I don't really know.
It would go to the geese instead. You're a duck, right? Here's a tenner.
I was reading a tweet kind of thing that said...
Tweet, very on brand.
Right. That people don't give a fuck about birds and know anything about it until they get into their later in life, when suddenly is that a yellow-billed warbler, as if to suggest that like suddenly we all know this stuff. But my point, I guess, from all that time ago is that I don't believe anyone knows about any of this stuff. I think it's so specific. I can't believe for a second that day on the stream suddenly like 18 people are all like, oh my god, we all collectively know about these very specific things. I don't know, maybe there's a load of nature lovers on this and I'm just like managed to grab them, but anyway, I'm
not convinced that there is that niche.
I think it's super
birdie
niche.
thing.
Just birds are birds. Who gives a fuck about birds?
Educated people.
No, like we never did a lesson at school where it's like, and now the Latin names for birds, and now this bird, and now that bird, and the difference between. No one did that. You're doing that education.
Not even you in your private school.
No. I specifically opted out for it.
Yeah.
We didn't. We had so many things we could opt into, and that was one of those. I'll be telling the bird council about this.
Absolutely.
Do report it to the bird. I don't give a shit about the bird council. There, I said it. I'm not going to take it back. Birds. No one taught us about birds. If you learnt about it, you learnt about it on your own, and you're a boring prick. Who gives a fuck about birds? Fuck you. Birds are crap. I don't care. That's my. I don't give a fuck if it's popular or not. Fuck the birds.
I mean, it was fairly controversial when I put an entire species in the sea. Are you perhaps ready to put an entire species of your own into the sea?
I am.
Okay.
But how am I going to... Well, that's not my problem, really, is it?
No,
I'm just an ideas man.
It isn't. Well, to do so, we're going to need to throw into that segment. So let's get some shit in the sea.
Won't you come with me? Gonna eat it in the sea. Won't you come with me? Gonna throw it in with glee. If you really, really hate it and you'd love to desecrate it, won't you come along with me and put it in the sea?
That's not fair. Georgia loves birds.
This is such a great segue into another great segment, Get in the Sea, where we throw things vigorously into the sea, whether they like it or not. And I didn't give a fuck. And I think I've made my case
irreverently.
Pretty plain. Yes, indeed. I would take, if I could, and I would take every single bird that I could find and throw it directly towards the sea in the hope it would drown.
Yeah.
But it won't, though, Jeremy. Do you know why?
Because they can fly.
They can fly, Jeremy.
You haven't thought this through, have you?
No. Maybe I'll tie a brick to every single one of their birdie feet.
You're going to go on a drinking binge. You're going to drink 170,000 cans of Foster's.
Oh, yeah.
Keep all the ring pulls. And just lock birds in with them.
I'll just go around to Reese's house and just plunder his recycling.
There you go. We found a solution. Birds can now go in the sea.
Thank God for that.
I'm sure this will have just as much objection to me putting dogs in the sea.
I suspect it won't.
You know, obviously they're
in they go.
An equal species.
Birds. Fuck you. You heard it here first. Welcoming, Kirsty. Thank you for finding us here on DGMS Live. Double deckers can get in the sea. Well,
I think they would rust, Kirsty. And how are you going to get around London?
Beep, 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 yeah. Honestly, I can just envision Kirsty just driving a double decker.
I am driving in my bus. It is going in the sea.
We've got to find something that it is going, then it rusts, because that will rhyme with bus a little bit. That could work. We can work on it. We'll work on it. Don't worry about that. She means the double-decker chocolate bar.
Oh, then she can go fuck herself.
Yes, I agree. Now, I had a double-decker because I bought one the other day.
I like a double-decker. As a wee lad,
Yes.
Double Decker was my favourite chocolate bar. And I wasn't really a confectionery type
No,
child.
I was the same. I wasn't really a big confectionery guy, but like I love that. And I bought one because Aletha felt the need
for speed.
The need to feed on a double decker. And I can't remember if she said like she had never had one or time had passed her by and she'd forgotten. But I bought one and she had a bite of it. And she was like, this, and this is verbatim, this is your flagship chocolate bar. You can have the rest of it. And I'm like, might need to rethink this. But the best bit about that was I got the rest of the bar. So, you know.
I wanted
she never had one. She never had one. She was like, this. She was very vehement.
It seems a bit of an overreaction if I'm honest, but
that's double decker. We were in Munich at the time. I'd taken it with me all the way to Munich.
I wanted a double decker the other day, said Tamsin, but I could only find 4-packs and I didn't want 4. You know where I fucking live,
You
Tamsin?
know where I live?
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
Think it through, will you?
Took you some gypsy
There you go.
tart.
Karis likes a double decker. That's 2 down. He wants one.
I do
Easy.
want one.
Sorted. That's your 4 double deckers. Make it so.
It sounds nothing like Aletha. My impression of her, it's what she said. I might be extemporizing somewhat. You just slide up a little bit. I just want to see what Kirsty was saying in response to the bullshit that we were saying. She might be saying hello.
Yeah.
Oh,
she has not responded.
Okay.
She fully expected this response.
It? Which is a song by The Strokes. But an album by The Strokes. Could be wrong.
Talk about overrated.
Right? But that's the thing about some of these bands. Like, they had one good hit, like Last Night.
No, they didn't.
No, come on. Last Night is a band. We like very different music.
Utter
Last night. Yeah, do you know, sometimes people don't sing like...
At all. I know. And people lap it up.
But, you know, they have...
Preaching to the choir.
They just kind of... The Strokes for the Sea. I don't know. Do you really want to put the Strokes... Do you care that much about that specific...
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I fucking hate the Strokes.
Okay,
Get in the fucking sea.
Yeah. That was a real fast turnaround. From Strokes to Sea.
Yeah.
Half of Queen's entire discography is absolute mad shit that everyone forgot for good reason. Sometimes people sing in weird ways. So, like, it depends. There's very an affected tone. Sometimes, when I first listened to Blur, I wasn't a big fan of Damon Albarn, although I've come to love Damon Albarn, so that's it. But it depends what you get on board with.
It is very well known that I do not enjoy a non-conventional singing.
So if I sing, everyone's singing, you're like, okay. But if someone's like, me, you'll be like,
for example, people like there are bands that people really love. I'm like, no, they need to fucking sing properly. Like Florence and the Machine. I'm like, oh, that's just such whaley bullshit. Like, sing properly. Please stop what you're doing and sing properly.
Reconsider your life.
Yeah. Lily Allen's another one. Ugh.
Oh, I like Lily Allen. I know what you're saying, though, but I really like Lily Allen.
Yeah. And Adele talking. Adele singing, fine. Adele talking, no.
Adele singing, yes. Adele talking, no.
Yeah.
Florence and the Machine doesn't know what a note is.
Oh, they know what a note is. They just want to do them all at the same time.
Duncan would hate that shit. He's not a big fan of that stuff.
Well, he doesn't like Florence and the Machine.
No, he doesn't like people... Duncan doesn't like people who warble up to a note, like they go, and then they finally get to a note. He doesn't like a vibrato up and down to kind of like get to and then land. Just fucking sing the note true. Don't fuck around would be what his advice would be.
Good. I knew I liked Duncan.
Yes, yeah. There's plenty of reasons to dislike him. He's a terrible prick.
Yeah.
But that is not one of them.
I've only just found that one reason.
I mean, when we've been waiting a long time.
It still doesn't outweigh all of the other
I realise
reasons
that.
not to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagining Jez and Adele going out for dinner and her having to sing everything.
Yeah.
Why? I'm Adele. Well, Adele, you can fucking sing the rest of this night, love. Let me tell you. And you can pay for dinner. You're fucking rich.
Yeah, you're loaded. I want to sing an Adele song. I can't think of it. Yeah, it'd be okay when she met you for the date. She'd be like, hello. And you'll be like, this is okay. But it's all downhill from here. It's me. I know, Adele. I invited you on this date. Is she dating anyone? Because, like, you know, see if you... Well, you know, have to get it past Karis first. But maybe you could go out and see it. If Adele came to you...
She's not really my type.
No?
No.
Okay.
And the having to sing everything would become tiresome.
Should I give up? Or should I just keep chasing payments? That is good.
It's very good.
I like that.
It's actually better lyrics than the actual song.
Never mind, I'll find
and
someone who likes you.
This is our rule, by the way. Flirting is fine as long as it's to get something for free.
Flirting is fine if you get something for free.
So like flirting with bar people is totally okay.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's the expectation of I'm going to get a free drink with my charm.
I flirt with the Asda pizza counter ladies in the hopes of getting, and the Subway girl, in an effort to get an extra like bits of meat, basically.
To get some more meat.
Get some more meat. Both of these are food-related things.
Always be meeting.
Well, you better believe it. Everyone's just... We could have had meatballs rolling in the cheese. What if you're trying to get something for free, but it doesn't work? Then that sex was wasted. Story of my 90s.
I was wondering what Dr. Fruitbat was referring to there. No, put that opinion in the sea. Some of us are lonely and you're not helping.
We laugh at his pain.
I'll flirt with you all day, Dr. Fruitbat. Just make sure you're lining up something nice for me at the end of it. Yeah.
People try sweet talking me. It doesn't work. Have we met? I tell you what, you'd be giving me some extra shit, Asta.
Lady Sorrow was a pizza counter lady.
I think
listen, she does different bits now.
I'm going for an American hot, if you know what I mean. I mean the pizza, the thin and crispy. You know, it's got peppers on it and chili beef, and you know, I reckon I could find a way to get an extra scoop. I reckon Lady Sorrow will go for it.
I'm just saying, every time I went to the Asda to get like a make your own pizza.
Yes.
There was so much on it that it was difficult to cook. That's how much meat they would pile on through my
wow. That's how much you flirt so much you could barely cook it. I'm a KFC bitch. Oh, well, you know.
You ain't getting no extra chicken.
Oh, I don't believe that for a second.
I
reckon you don't know.
You just don't know yet.
It's the different, but through the lens, it doesn't come across. But in real life, I'm getting a hot wing from you. I'm just saying, I ain't paying for a hot wing from you.
I've had a pizza from you, Lady Sorrow, and I couldn't cook that either. You know what I'm saying? So
plus, I think I drank your wine, so we're already okay. I think.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
I drink your wine. I drink it up. I just don't trust someone flirting with me. What's their angle? What is their fucking angle?
What is it they want?
What do you want?
What are you trying to do? Have sex with me?
The thing about that, when I was a barman at Chambers, I flirted all the time because it was something that it's something you were meant to do, I understood. And I think I was going out with Kelly at the time. She's like, you got to give it a little bit of flirt. Got to give it a little bit of flirt. And I'm like, oh, listen, you don't have to tell me twice. I was already flirting. It's my default position. So I was like, well, hey, how's it going? What can I get for you? Blah, blah, blah. And they're flirting with me to get something extra. And I'm flirting with them. So it's just two people flirting.
So you counterbalance their flirt with your own flirt. So you don't have to give them anything for free.
I was flirting with them. They ended up paying me more.
If the service giver flirts more than the service receiver...
Yeah.
Then what happens?
Those penalties offset, Jeremy. And that's why Chris
replay first down.
Yeah.
Defensive flirting.
This is
a whole new thing.
It's like how I drive, defensive driving. I never get anywhere. The most defensive driving, I just stay in the garage. You know, never leaves. I can't drink, but I drink. I promise you I'll drink at the weekend for that one. It's true. It's damn true. What the fuck are we talking about? Because I feel we may have...
I think we are ready to move on.
Yes, I
don't care what we were doing. I think we've exhausted it.
What's their angle? What do you want?
Yeah. Okay. Right. Take a sign. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Are we going home? Because are we going? What time is it? It's 10 o'clock. We've done 2 hours. I don't feel we can do both of these segments, right?
I think we probably could.
Oh, okay.
We're on a new channel. We'll extend ourselves as much as we like.
Okay, in which case, let's go to the segment I really enjoyed this thing for, which is Today I Fucked Up.
It was at this moment that Nathan knew he fucked up.
We'll speed through.
Listen, if you're up for it, Anna, I'm up for it. Okay, fine. By the way, I like this whole thing. Like, I was pretending we wouldn't do it, and then we were going to do it, and then the chat are like, no, you can do it. And anyway, Extending yourselves goes back to the flirting chat. Well, listen. We all love a bit of a flirt. Right, Today I Fucked Up is a segment where we take bits, pieces we found on Reddit, where people have told stories which may or may not be true about times when they fucked up, and we read them out, and it takes me a long time to read them out. And this, I better speed through this one. Oh my God, what's this? Why aren't you reading this one?
Because it would be better in your voice. Just trust me. Just trust me.
Okay. Eyes down looking for a full house. I better take this out of its thing because it's got 2 pages to it.
2 pages?
2 pages, Jeremy.
In 12-point font.
18 pages, front and back. Today I fucked up by thinking I was smarter than a common ground squirrel. There are different types of squirrels? I don't know, just like...
There are.
Oh.
Grey, red...
Common ground. Common ground squirrels are where they've kind of found some way to kind of agree with each other.
I knew you were going to say that.
It's where the red squirrels and the grey squirrels couldn't decide who was going to live, and in the end, they kind of came to a common accord. That's what the common ground squirrel is.
And then the red ones backstabbed them.
Yes. And they're like, listen, you don't want to live near the lake. I want to live up the tree.
Oh, no, the grey ones backstabbed them. I've got my swerve wrong.
You want to put your nuts in this tree. Why you want to put it in that bush?
Steady on.
Let's find some common
ground. Get arrested for that.
We're both squirrels. Let's find some common ground.
And it's putting nuts in trees.
I have always thought of myself as rather intelligent. The hubris of your first sentence. My wife says I am on a par with an average chimp or octopus. And I'm rather proud of that fact. I recently had the opportunity to engage in a battle of wits with a squirrel, which I thought would have been an occasion I'd been able to rise to, given my recent triumph over the dog, whom I tricked into thinking the ball had disappeared. Alas. We have a backyard with a nice garden, someone's doing well, that my wife designed and built. Get you. She's really proud of it and finds a lot of relaxation working in it. I work from home, and recently I noticed that we've got a daily visitor, a squirrel who likes to poke around and look for food. I usually see him while making breakfast. Wow, he really is very talented. So I usually stand by the window and watch him forage. Well, about a week ago, I saw him bury an acorn. Or some kind of nut. It was far away. In the fresh soil my wife had just put down. I had this bright idea that I'd go out there and put a handful of mixed nuts in there with the one he buried. To what end? Let's read on. I thought this was genius-level trolling. I was so amused at my idea that the next day I even stood by the window, watching him look for the spot where he had buried the nut. And I was mumbling shit to myself like, foolish squirrel, you know nothing.
You know nothing, John Squirrel.
Well, anyways, the squirrel unburied his nut, and he found it had apparently manifested a ton of other nuts. And the look on his squirrely face was hilarious. I mean, he was visibly shocked. What a squirrel looks like.
Do that again?
I think it was... I can't remember what I did. I think it was that.
Visible shock.
Visible shock. And quickly buried the whole stash again. Then ran up a tree and sat there watching / guarding it from other squirrels. At this point, I was so pleased with myself, I spent the whole day cracking up at the thought of a squirrel. Do you have no work to do? You got nothing to do other than look out the window at a squirrel? Your life has so little in it that the squirrel is as interesting as it gets.
I wish I had a squirrel to watch.
Oh my God. I spent the whole day cracking up at the thought of a squirrel, and then at like 2 a.m., I was struck with an even more genius idea. I went outside and buried even more nuts in his stash.
Go clean your toilet brush, you idle fucker.
Like 3 times more than I had put there originally. I couldn't sleep the rest of the night because I was too excited about this squirrel checking in on the stash again. I probably should have realized that work from home has truly loosened my grip on reality after 2 years, because at this point I found myself sitting at the window at 5 a.m. waiting for this damn squirrel to show up and just giggling and talking to myself like, oh yeah, he's gonna trip out. The squirrel finally showed up, and he checked in on his hoard. And the look on his face was indescribable. He was so flabbergasted, he put his squirrely hand over his mouth.
Squirrely hand?
By what he found, he actually looked over both shoulders and all around the yard as if to say, are you shitting me? Is anyone else fucking seeing this? He just sat there inspecting the hoard for like 10 or 15 minutes. By the way, this is the kind of
inventory.
This is what you do when you're smoking weed, right? This is what you find amusing. Frantically trying to figure out how to manage his newfound wealth. And in this moment, I realized that the squirrel faced the same philosophical dilemma as most lottery winners when they incur a giant windfall of cash and have zero idea how to properly handle it. His anxieties became mine, and I find myself thinking I would probably not fare any better were I to win millions of dollars. Well, you'd have to leave the fucking house and buy a ticket. But anyway, eventually the squirrel divided the stash into a few smaller piles and buried them all within a few inches of each other. I don't know why he did this, but maybe it has something to do with the investor warning about many eggs in one basket. He was so affixed to his hoard now that he had a hard time leaving it. But when he finally did, I spent the rest of the day thinking of how to ratchet up the drama that was unfolding between us. Just take all the nuts away. This preoccupation,
page 2,
gave way to a sort of Lovecraftian madness, where all day long I experienced ghoulish, intrusive thoughts about the funniest shit I could do with this squirrel's stash. Eventually I concluded that I needed to end the game and level the economic playing field among the squirrel population in the most communist way I possibly could. Lest this little bastard use his resource advantage to create some evil rodent monopoly or attempt to purchase a squirrel social media platform and torpedo it with cocaine-fueled incompetence to the benefit of a totalitarian dictator squirrels overseas. So I went outside that night and reclaimed all the nuts I'd given him, but I left him the one single nut he had initially buried. And when he came back the next day, he absolutely lost his shit. And he was running all over the wooden fence and up and down the trees, searching for the culprit who had ripped him off. The amount of twitching and rage chirping he did was enough to disturb the nearby birds.
He started streaming.
He did. And rage chirping in the name of. I felt like a god then. It's lowercase g. Lording over the fate of puny mortal squirrels who ventured into my world. And I couldn't help but realise that if this squirrel had taken at least some of the nuts with him to another location, he'd have profited a great deal. The foolish creature learned the hard way that the hodl mentality, a crypto term, hold on for dear life, i.e. buy and never sell, does not always yield insane ROI. Sometimes you ride the wave to zero and end up with an empty wallet and your fuzzy little squirrel dick in your hand. I, like the market, can be a capricious mistress. When I went to bed that night, I eagerly told my wife about the cruel shenanigans, and she laughed pretty hard at the story. Not true. She didn't give a single shit about your bullshit. She's your wife. Facts. She doesn't care. However,
wait, she'll care.
However, the next morning when we woke up, the squirrel had absolutely devastated the garden, having dug scores of holes and pulled up little flowers and plants searching for his lost treasure. My wife is super pissed at me, and this weekend I have to go and fix the garden. I'm not allowed to buy mixed nuts or interact with squirrels anymore.
He's on a fucking list now. No mixed nuts for this motherfucker.
I don't think we need the TLDR. I think we've covered that pretty well. Today you did fuck up, and I have to say, very well written. I loved it.
She cried and packed a suitcase. Yeah, his.
I just don't know how true that is, but I do love it as a story. I think it might. I think it's just too perfect.
I think the elements happened,
but
I think it was fully embellished and written into oblivion.
Like that time we wrote that thing for Tim, where like he had the start of the story that was true.
We wrote something perfect for him, and he
has yet to perform it,
not to use it.
But that was the beginning bit was all true. The punchline was a lie from us. Yes. So I think that's what's happened there. But I do love it. I hope you enjoyed it too. And I hope it will look good enough when we TikTok the shit out of it at some point in the future.
That one's too long for TikTok.
We'll bring it down. We'll break it down. Anyway.
Okay. Much shorter. Much more controversial.
Do it.
Today I fucked up by writing a smut fan fiction for my girlfriend's birthday. It has been about a day since this happened, and I'm not really sure what to do or how to feel about it.
Okay.
I am heartbroken and don't really know why she is so upset at all. So I, 20M, met my girlfriend, 24F, very nice, at a local art convention a few months ago, and we got along with each other from the very beginning. We have a lot of similar interests, including being very creative. She likes to create poetry.
Okay.
And I love writing.
Nice.
Specifically, smut fan fictions.
You don't get a lot of smut these days. I have to say, smut is not a word that really occurs outside of Viz. We don't hear. I don't think. Do you agree? Smut is not.
I haven't heard smut very much, unless it's an old person speaking derogatorily about TikTok or Instagram.
The smut. You say smut fanfiction, I say porn parody, right? Like fanfic.
Potato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smut.
I never told her what my stories were actually about because I thought it might be too much to tell her in the early days of knowing her, and I was just more worried that she would think I was weird. Yeah. Once or twice, she had asked, and I would tell her about them, neglecting the sexual elements.
I write fan fiction, and there's no sex in it. What's the point of writing fan fiction if there's no sex in it? That's the other problem with that book I read. It promised me sex. The sex wasn't very good. I could write better sex. And I will. Sorry, carry on. I'm derailing.
There had been a few close calls, but they never amounted to anything, and she still didn't know the truth, so it was all fine. Her birthday was a few months away, and I thought maybe I could write her a special something to hopefully please her and open myself up to her. I decided to write a fan fiction where we would both be transported to the land of Wreck-It Ralph, as this was her favourite movie. And we had to work out a way to get out in time for her birthday celebration.
Uh-huh.
I started to work on this and kept working on it in my spare time for the next month. That pretty much explains why I started this story and why she didn't know about it. And that leads us to yesterday.
Oh, I like it. You can tell he's a writer.
It had been a long day of work, and I came back to her apartment, and she was staring at her laptop with makeup running down her face. At first,
was a good look.
I was confused, and I thought something terrible had happened to her family or something. But as I started running to her, I noticed it was not her laptop.
Running? Sorry.
There must be a huge apartment. She must live here, in one of your many wings.
Oh, well, I'll check in with them later.
As I started running to her, I noticed that it was not her laptop, it was mine. I had stupidly left my laptop on with the story open for her to see. Pretending I didn't know what she was looking at, I asked her, "What's wrong?" She started to cry even more and asked me why I was writing disgusting stories about her. I told her that it was supposed to be a surprise.
Surprise!
She slammed my laptop, gave it to me, and told me to get out. I was, and am honestly, so confused about it, but she sent me a message. Pardon me. But she sent me a message saying that I had ruined her favourite movie, and she didn't know how I could write the things I did. That.
He has no way to fix it, Felix.
The last thing she said was that us getting trapped in the Wreck-It Ralph, not in Wreck-It Ralph, in the Wreck-It Ralph, and having to have a threesome with every character to escape was something that a severely ill person would come up with.
I like this. Just had to say, like, the first point, they're like, well, if we want to get out of this bit, I guess we have to have a threesome with Pac-Man. And then the next chapter is like, well, we guess we have to have a threesome with, I don't know, fucking...
I've not seen Wreck-It Ralph. I cannot help you.
Just any character. Like, Mario. I guess we have to have a threesome.
Wacka wacka.
Wanka wanka.
Wanka.
Wanka 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 wanka. Like, it shows a lack of creativity. It's like, well, I guess we have to have a threesome with Princess Peach.
I mean, did it not escalate? Did it not become an orgy at some point? Why always a threesome?
Yeah, just...
like, three's company, man. That's no fun.
Yeah.
You want to add an extra person.
Guess we have to have a threesome.
Everyone needs something to do in the situation.
With Blanca.
A fivesome with Inky, Pinky, Blinky, and Clyde.
What's the final boss?
Yeah. No.
They don't call him Mega Man for no reason.
Yeah, it's called Wreck-It Ralph because that's the final command that you give. I don't think she's going to come back. But I really miss her and didn't mean for anything to offend her like it did. Also, the story wasn't finished, and I let her know that maybe on her birthday I can send her the final version and she might like it better. She hasn't responded to me yet.
No.
So I'm just putting this post here for some thoughts. If I had just turned off my laptop, none of this would have ever happened.
Well, it would, because when you eventually give it to her, she will have the
Here
same
you go.
response.
Happy birthday.
At the point
it would have been worse because it would have been on her birthday.
Actual birthday, it would have been worse.
And you'd have written more, so there would have been more threesomes with her favourite characters.
The problem was obviously not enough porn. Dr. Fruitbat, you've hit upon it, I think.
Yeah, I just think it was the lack of diversity in the sexual encounters.
Yeah.
Always a fucking threesome. Come on.
Yeah.
TLDR, I wrote a smut fan fiction for my girlfriend's birthday about us in the Wreck-It Ralph movie. And now she wants nothing to do with me. I think you might have skipped a few of the important points there in your TLDR.
Penelope is no longer Von Sweet. Perfect. I have to say, I mean...
Ballin'!
I don't know what's going on in his mind, but he's like, I write sexy porn shit. And I think it'd be good if I sent some to my girlfriend. Now, she really loves... Like, let's put it this way. Aletha loves The Lion King. But if I were to...
Rule one!
Can you feel the love tonight? I said to Pumbaa. He said, I certainly can. God, stop talking. Oh my God! Do not besmirch the lion kind. I don't want to scar you. That's all I can say.
Huh.
Oh yes, can I have a high five?
You can.
Thanks.
Is this the same thing as erotic fiction? Yes.
Yeah.
But less classy.
Yeah, like it's just I don't. Yes, you did fuck up. I know it sounds like I write sexy shit. He should just go to her and say, listen. Maybe it was. Before you kind of like cast me out entirely, just say I write sexy shit. The stuff I write is all kind of porn stuff, and it was meant to be sexy, and we're together. And I tried to write this because I thought I want to write sexy stuff for you. I want to show you what I do, and I thought you like it, and I picked what you loved. Maybe in hindsight, mashing together Wreck-It Ralph and an array of ultimately sexless characters and making them sexy in a world that you love might not have been the right decision.
This is the problem with a lot of these kind of like fan fiction writers on the internet is they will take characters who very much should not be sexual in any way.
No.
Because they are like child characters. They are children, and it's just all a bit weird.
It's super weird. And also, if you take someone who is ultimately, I mean, we would have thought that Pac-Man was like completely sexless or androgynous or something like that until the arrival of Ms. Pac-Man with a bow, and then we realized that he is male and she is female at that point. But like, I mean, does he have a penis? Mind you, his mouth opens and shuts a lot. I mean, the shit writes itself, right? I mean, you wouldn't want to put your dick in that though.
No, but you'd lose it.
If he takes a power pill, all manner of shit's going to go down, you know? So I can see how this could be fun to write.
Too much at once. Should have started with a handy from Felix and escalated from there.
And then he pops a cherry. So, you know. I want to keep talking about it. Join in, everybody. Too much at once. Should have started with a handy from Felix. Yes, absolutely, yes. Should have done that.
Oh boy.
If Felix gives you a hand job, what happens to your dick? Because he fixes everything. Do you know what I mean? Everything Felix touches turns to kind of just... Have you seen this film?
I thought he meant Felix the cat. Is Felix from Wreck-It Ralph?
Yes.
I have not seen Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh.
I thought he meant Felix the cat.
No.
Right. Different contexts.
Have you not? You haven't seen this film?
I've not seen
Oh, you should. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should watch it.
Okay.
I was with Jez. Tamsanaki, have you seen Wreck-It Ralph? Who hasn't seen this film? It's great. It's really good. Wreck-It Ralph is solid. It is solid. It's really good. It's totally... I've seen it. It is great. Wreck-It Ralph's, they live in a... As you quickly learn, they live in a computer game where Wreck-It Ralph smashes it, and Felix's job is to run around fixing all the stuff that Ralph wrecks, basically. Right. It's a broadly drawn format for other games where, like, the villain smashes shit up, like Donkey Kong, and Mario rushes around kind of, like, saving things and stuff. So, yeah, it's a kind of platformy kind of thing. But they all live in that world, and they kind of like their characters who work there, and then they go and have a beer afterwards and all hang out together. So, but whenever Felix tries to do stuff, he can't help but repair things because that's his whole job. So, Hannah Friendly. Oh yeah. I think totally. I think it's it's Pixar, Disney Pixar. It's lovely. It's really good. Yeah. I mean, I don't know because there's moments of threat. I would say.
Oh, she's fine.
There's bits
the non-porn version, obviously.
Yeah. There's bits where something is taking over the like ultimately the antagonists get in and start to fuck shit up, which could be a bit threatful.
Yeah, no, Peril is fine.
Peril.
She's all good with Peril.
I watched it with my nieces. There were 0 threesomes. I should fucking hope so.
No, that was when you stepped out of the room, Tamsin.
Right.
That's when you went to have another cup of tea or
Final Villain is a bit of a scary lad. He does get a bit scary. Contains mild violence. I mean, yeah, I think you're probably okay. I think you'll probably be okay.
She watched Space Jam. She did watch Space Jam.
Does that get perilous or scary?
Yeah.
I mean, all of these things do, though, to a degree, don't they? I think, even like in The Lion King, Scar can get pretty.
I mean, it was the second Space Jam, and in the second Space Jam, minor spoilers, many of the characters are wiped out. Like,
wow.
Looney Tunes characters are just killed.
Right.
They come back eventually, but when you're watching that as a then 4-year-old, you don't know that they're going to come back. They're just dead characters.
A lot of times when you're a kid and you're watching these things, it's not the peril of a bad guy winning, although that threat that I don't know how they're going to pull it back, which is, of course, the bread and butter of literally every one of these films, is how are they going to pull this back? Because this is, they've got them, they're done. There's no way. And of course, they find a way and everyone loves it. But you can't have that moment of triumph without that moment of despair. And it's that despair as a child that you kind of hate. I think more than a big scary face. Although when I was a kid, I watched Superman 3 and it scared the absolute shit out of me. And it was getting darker. When it's been the afternoon and the sunlight's been coming in, but gradually through the day you haven't got up from the sofa and you're watching something and the light all gets gloomy and it was suddenly like pitch black. And I suddenly didn't realize where my parents were, and we're watching Superman 3. And if you've ever seen it, there's a bit where at the end where it all fucks up and the big computer is falling apart, and then this woman goes.
You need smart bulbs, says Tom.
Yeah, you do. Well, I would have loved to have some in like 1986, but we
the only smart bulb to come in 1986 was me.
Boom. And at the end, the villain, the woman, rushes out and she gets caught by the machine that's kind of self-aware, and it kind of pulls her back, and all these wires get strapped around her and she gets completely kind of caught up in it, and it turns her into this kind of robot thing, and it's horrific to watch. I can't explain. I don't know if you've ever seen this section, but it's so freaky, and it kind of pulls her back into it and straps. She got one around her neck and one around here, and she can't escape, and it kind of transforms her in this really awful way. And I suddenly got super freaked out by and it's fucking Superman. And I'm like, oh my, and you later tell this to Captain Brilliant, and he was like, oh my god, that bit scared the shit out of me. I suddenly was like, where is my dad? Where is my mum? Was up in bed because she'd come off nights. My dad was down the church, as you'd expect, and it was all dark, and it was just me and Matthew watching this, and we're looking at each other like, the fuck is going on? So you can get these moments in these films where you're like, oh, the fuck. But anyway, I don't remember what we're talking about, but I did enjoy that. And yes, the guy did fuck up. But
start with, telling her that you actually write sexy fan fiction first. Otherwise, it is a completely out the blue story where you fuck all of her favorite characters.
It's a real cup of cold water right in the face of kind of tsh, or jizz, because it's smart, I suppose. So don't do that. Well, he's going to learn from his mistakes. Or Jeremy, he's going to find someone else who fucking loves it and reads this thing and like, this is deviant shit, let's have sex immediately.
Those people exist.
They do.
I'm reliably informed.
Shall we move on to the final segment?
We shall, because It is getting rather late.
Yeah, it's getting late. Let's go to the last bit, which we call, Am I the Arsehole?
Am I the asshole? No, it's the children who are wrong.
Am I the Arsehole? We plunder the first page of Am I the Arsehole subreddit because we're very lazy, and then read them to you, and you delight in them with your stupid ears.
Gets even lazier than that. We just wait for other people to do that and then send them to us.
Yes, and so if you could send us some, that would stop me from bothering to look.
We are running short.
Yeah. It'd be great if you could just do the work for us. I absolutely appreciate that. Maybe someone who isn't the person that's just spent loads of money on subs. That person get a pass. That person should just sit here and just watch it.
Just bask in our glory and enjoy the
for
content.
like a year or something. But some people trawl the front page. I did a little bit of it today.
Yeah.
And you've got one as well. So, and then we're going to read them out and you're going to love them. Is this a new sting, Jez? No, but it's not a new comment though, is it? But I mean, I guess we'll just have to.
You know what you did.
We'll have to put up with that for a bit. Do you want to go and I'll go?
Yes, I think we should finish on yours because 'tis the season.
'Tis the season. I don't even know if mine's any good, but I read a bit of it. Maybe there'll be something in it.
We'll find out.
Do it.
Am I the arsehole for making my daughter give up her dog?
Oh shit, son! It had to be you.
Throwaway. Because a few of my family members browse Reddit, and I would rather this situation stay contained.
Yes, you fucking arses, Tamsin. Straight in.
Never going to work. My male 45 daughter, female 16, has a dog that she bought a couple of months ago.
I mean, I don't want to bury the lead on this one, but I think we know where this is going. But anyway. The anonymous gifter. I'm so sorry. Massive amounts of gifts incoming on. That wasn't me. When I said that earlier, that wasn't intending you to like wake up and suddenly gift again.
No.
I'm not. That wasn't
the opposite.
Me. Yes.
Sit there. Stop touching things.
No, I love it. I think. Do you know what? More power to you. You do what you want, and I love it.
Very generous.
Thank you very much. And everyone's gonna dig those ones.
Even Spock the pup.
And Tomorrow Matt
has got a sub now.
By the way, while we're on this subject, if you do want to give something back to the stream, and you don't have to give money, just tell someone else about it. Just honestly, just share. Yeah. Sharing is the power with this sort of stuff.
Bring a friend next week.
Bring a friend, and that's how we grow.
Send them to all of our social media. It's all at DGMS Live now. We've been very careful to meticulously get that username absolutely everywhere. So,
and that is super useful. Just thought I'd let you know that. Anyway, sorry. Please continue.
I will. Her mother and I said she could get one as long as she took care of him, paid for everything he needed, and spent time with him.
Wow, paid for everything at 16?
I mean, if you are getting a dog, fucking right, she pays for it herself.
Well, I guess so, but I mean, it all costs, vet bills and all that. Yeah, it is expensive.
So don't get a fucking dog then.
I know.
Simple.
But, okay.
She held up her end of the bargain for a while, and everything was working out the way it was supposed to. She potty trained him, took him on plenty of walks, paid for his vet bills and food, the whole 9 yards. However, after a couple of months, she got busier at school and work. She is a sophomore in high school. That's the penultimate year for you.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's the second year of 4 in high school. I can't even do my own math.
It's the anti-penultimate?
It's the second year of... She's 16. We know this.
Okay.
She is a sophomore in high school and works part-time at a fast food chain. She works about 25 to 30 hours a week and spends at least 2 hours on homework every night. Even though her dog never went in the house and seemed okay, I felt bad for him since she wasn't at home much, wasn't as home as much as she used to be.
Right.
I talked to her about it at first, telling her that he needed more attention. I've raised countless dogs in my life, and I know exactly what is needed for a healthy, obedient dog. I was also worried she wouldn't be his alpha, which is absolutely necessary if she is expected to take him with her when she moved out.
What are you talking about?
Things got better for a bit until the summer came, and they were giving her more hours at work. Enough was enough, and I put my foot down, insisting she give him up since she couldn't be bothered to make more time for him. She argued with me for a long time about it,
saying she was never going to give him up.
Eventually giving in and finding him a new owner. She goes straight to her room after work and refuses to talk to me. My wife is upset but hasn't really picked a side. So am I the arsehole for making my daughter give her dog a new home?
I mean...
Did that go the way that you expected?
Tamzanaki used
Just
a potty.
Yes.
He used a potty. His what? I don't remember what you said to make that comment. So basically, His alpha
is, I think, what you were referring to.
The dad is suggesting, was it M45?
Yes.
The dad is suggesting that in his many years of training dogs to be obedient, and children, it would seem, Spock off. You can vote if you want.
You can vote if you want to.
You can leave your dogs behind.
Please do.
He's like, you need to be the alpha. You need to be the big dog, like Tim Westwood,
or Roman Reigns.
Many more people, which we don't need to mention at this point.
That's good.
Road Dog Jesse James. He was a dog. Oh, you didn't know? Do you know what? I love just periodically doing wrestling phrases in the middle of this, just for no reason.
I mean, I don't hate it.
I do. Oh my God, I dig it. Okay, listen. He's like, I don't give a fuck about the alpha shit. He's like, look after your dog. And she went, yes, I will. Then she didn't. So he said, look, if you can't, you have to get rid of it. And so she did. Case fucking closed. And I don't even hate dogs. Dad had the final say in the dog coming into the home. He let it happen, knowing that it was too much responsibility for a 16-year-old. Now he has caused trauma to his daughter and the dog. He is an asshole. She makes a good case, Jeremy.
I will grant you that you are right in that he is the arsehole, but it happens a lot sooner than you realise when she said, yes, you can have a dog. That is where he was the arsehole. Shouldn't have happened in the first place. And I will actually agree with you, Harmstone. The dog is innocent in all this, because it seems to be a good dog that stays outside and doesn't come inside. So
yeah, doesn't integrate.
Yeah. It's just doing its own thing outside. Good for dog.
Living its dog life. Now, they knew this was going to happen. I don't know whether it's like, listen, it's going to you're going to get into boys and TV and cinemas and like NSYNC and shit like that and all the things that girls like, and you're going to go away and you're going to be, 13 flavors and whatever the fuck, 31 flavors, and you're going to be hanging out and doing all that shit, and you won't have time for a dog. And she's like, no, Dad, I will. I love the dog. Like it was my own dog. He'd be like, it is your own dog. You don't understand. And then she didn't. So they gave the dog away. Dogs are never the arsehole. Well, I don't know.
It is your dog. You gotta be the alpha.
Until you die. OP is a trauma causer to the dog. But at 16, you should be given some freedom to make decisions with consequences of yourself. Legend Jez.
Just Ali, not you.
I realised that. Welcome in, Ali.
Ali was here earlier.
He was here earlier.
Eventually found us. We insulted him.
And then he left. And then he comes back again. That's okay. Always good to see you here, Ali. I was here earlier, yes. And then he does that on my stream. He comes in for a bit, then goes and comes back. I know you were there.
Some soccer happens in the interim or something.
So, yes, that's true. No. No. I just... So
I tried.
Yeah,
I almost got him.
Yeah, no, I won't. So I fucking what's the question? Who's the arsehole here? The
dad.
The dad is the arsehole.
Well, actually, no. Fuck it.
The girl is the arsehole.
Everyone fucking sucks here.
Even the dog.
Even the dog. Everyone fucking sucks.
You heard it here first.
Don't ask for a dog if you work 30 hours and you're in high school. Don't give her a dog. Don't get a dog.
No Easy. Dogs.
Not what the poll said. We don't give a fuck what your poll says, Harmstone. Let's be honest.
Right.
Poll schmoll. Yeah, no dogs.
No dogs.
Get yourself a duck and enjoy it.
One of those Canadian ducks. Oh, there's a marbles chat. Marbles will be 7:30 start. Normally it's 7:30 start, 8:30, I think, for marbles, really. 7:30 Chatterama, 8:30 marbles roll. Is that fair? Yeah, that's fair.
5:30 Thanksgiving football.
Oh, yeah.
7:30 just after halftime of the Thanksgiving football. By 8:30, bored for a bit because the second game hasn't started
yet.
Second game,
put it on in the background.
Second game doesn't start until about 9:30. Yeah. So there's a solid hour of marbles in there, even if you are Thanksgiving-y.
That is true. And actually, speaking of Thanksgiving, I have a Thanksgiving Am I the Arsehole? I haven't really read it properly, so I don't know how controversial it really gets, but we will find out in just a moment. But yes, do come along on Thursday when I'll be streaming the marbles. Come along for Chatterpalooza at 7:30, and then we'll roll those balls. I don't remember who is picking the racetracks. I was trying to remember what I was thinking, but I suspect it is Hannah. I think it's Hannah. Hannah picks, and then it's Harmstone picks December. It's all happening. Right. Let's do this one. We'll all go home. We'll all stay where you are. Thanks you. It's been a bumper one tonight. Thanks for staying with us. Really love it.
Yeah, truly the only person that's going to go home is me.
Yes.
Everyone else
is already where they are.
Yeah.
Okay. So it'd be bad if I'd only just realised. That's fine. I mean,
you've got 48 hours.
You've got time.
Roughly 46 hours.
And, worst case scenario, I can just pick them for you if you really want. Just don't tell anyone. So let me know. We'll talk.
I'm in bed having a threesome with a duck and a goose.
With Pac-Man. Waka, 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 waka. Right. And Ms. Pac-Man. Listen, I think I'd take Mr. Pac-Man as well. I'd take Pac-Man if I could get with Ms. Pac-Man at the same time. I mean, that's a threesome.
They're basically the same fucking thing.
One is very different.
One has got a bow on it.
And it's sexy.
Right.
Yeah. Listen, you only see it from the side.
You're Packist. Hannah, that was your uncle saying that he would totally get with Pac-Man if it meant that he could get to Ms. Pac-Man.
I'm just saying, it's like when people say, would you sleep with all of the cores if that included like the brother as well? Basically, because there's 3 girls in the cores, and I mean, this is a very 90s. Would you ever? But anyway, isn't Pac-Man a cartoon game?
Never have I ever fucked the cores.
No, quite.
Weren't that fit women in the cause? Forgot her name.
Yeah, it was Melinda Core. Citation needed.
Apple.
Thank you very much. Good night. On that pun.
Or if you want to be even nerdier, Stover Core. If you get that joke, let me know in the chat.
The Core brother passed away. Never has been a better time to do it then. So, so bad. Listen.
Somewhere out there, somebody's cancelling us.
Yeah. Well, it has to happen eventually.
Rule 2, yeah, it shouldn't be like fucking dead people either. Yeah.
No, well, I wasn't suggesting that. That wasn't the joke. The joke was...
It's the joke now!
That wasn't the joke! That wasn't the joke.
So what you're saying, Alex,
there's never been a better time.
You would totally fuck the dead core just to get to the alive cause.
No.
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you.
No. Now he's no longer part of the family.
He's still part of the family, mate. He lives on in their memories.
You motherfuckers.
He's not dead. He's the Undertaker.
And he's here tonight. Undertaker. Best starter. Du kannst nicht. Was it? Du kannst nicht sehen mir. Am I the arsehole?
I think so, after all of that, yeah.
For wanting to fuck the dead brother in the cause. Answers on a postcard. God, I hope he's not dead. I suspect. I don't know. Let's just stop. He's not dead. He's not dead. He's not dead. He's not dead. I can still have sex with him. Oh, thank fucking God. Oh, thank fucking God. Fuck you all. It's going to be okay. Am I the arsehole for telling my partner his holiday, Thanksgiving,
those are parentheses,
is not important to me and not celebrating?
Yes, you're an asshole.
Am I the arsehole for telling my partner his holiday, Thanksgiving, is not important to me and not celebrating? I'm English, living in the US while I finish my university course. As soon as I finished, I plan on going home. My boyfriend has always said he'll come with me, especially because we're expecting a baby. I want the baby to grow up where I grew up, more countryside, etc., because there's no countryside in America. So in another about 2 years. I'm 7.5 months pregnant, about as emotional as ever. His family is huge on Thanksgiving because they're American. And we've only been together for one, and it was nightmarish. First, I couldn't really eat much since everything had meat in it, although that's weirdly common here. And they poked fun of my accent the entire time. I've spoken to him and them, and I said I don't appreciate the jabs, but got ignored.
Actually, chaps, I find it quite offensive.
I am not enjoying that. Well, chimney and fuck off.
That you will make with the mockery of my
would you mind dialing that the fuck back?
Is Thanksgiving like the American Christmas Day? Yes, I'm speaking for America here.
America.
Most Americans will go more into Thanksgiving and have the more kind of family mealy type thing that we have at Christmas on Thanksgiving.
You're the arsehole who doesn't take the opportunity to get in on a big dinner. I know, right? I've spoken to him and them and said I don't appreciate the jabs, but got ignored. It's gotten even worse during pregnancy. I offered to bring food so I can eat and got told not to be difficult. I asked him to ask if they'd cook something for me, but once again got called difficult and fussy. This is in capitals. Do I have not capitals? This is in bold. I don't know. I'll switch the TV off. No. Wow, has it been so long? Where's the control?
I don't know.
Did I pass it to you?
You did not.
Oh, shit. I don't know how to do the TV. We've lost the remote. Well, I guess it doesn't matter, really. But if we don't find it in 5 minutes, it's like a crap escape room. Hold on, here it is. It's down the fucking side of the fucking thing.
Yeah. I mean, all it really means is that we'd have to keep streaming because I wouldn't be able to hit end show.
We'd never end 24-hour stream.
And we wouldn't be able to see the chat.
Okay.
I see no problem with this.
Whoop. Let's carry on. The teasing has actually gotten worse during pregnancy. I said to them I'd be fine staying here and living here in permanent housing, but my boyfriend, the one I'm apparently moving against his will, according to comments, she's referring to comments you're not going to read, is insistent we move back to my home. I don't want to go this year, but as we're planning on moving back to my home in 2 years, my partner says I should make sacrifices like he is. I'm just refusing. It's not important to me as it is to him, and obviously he's upset, claims I've not tried to settle here, and that his family have been welcoming, and it's important to him. Maybe I haven't tried to settle. I love the heat because we don't get that at home half the time, but I miss the community that my area offered. I did say we do roasts every Sunday, which is basically the same thing, but better, which was a joke, and that I don't feel, while pregnant, like spending the day being poked fun of and not even being able to eat. Am I the arsehole?
Yeah, I think you are, yeah.
Since I've already offended a bunch of people, insulin is also crazy expensive out here.
Oh, we're doubling down on the America shit here, are we?
I didn't mean any insult by saying meat is weirdly common here. I didn't say that to anyone. Plus, I just mean it's more common than back home.
It is not.
And then she says, I don't get the, do you even like this guy? Yes, I do. I've never understood these leaps. I said when we go home, I'd pay for him to come back for Thanksgiving. I'd even pay for our daughter/son to come with him to visit family. Another thing, he offered to come to my house. When I found out I was pregnant, I'd offered to stay. He offered to come to my house. I'd even bring up mentioning moving and told him we'd look into permanent housing instead of our current setup. And he'd said we'd go back to my home. Some of these comments are giving me a stress headache.
Here's an idea. Stop reading them.
I'm reading them. But the most common one is that I'm dragging him away. So obviously I'll be speaking to him about that. I'll tell him I will come if they can suck up me, bring a veggie dish. Next time they want to jab at me, I'll be making a comment back, as apparently it's something to suck up. I will be speaking to him again before, though, and saying what'll happen unless he speaks up for me.
That is the manifesto of a supervillain in the making.
Sucking up her is the Wreck-It Ralph fanfic. Wacka wacka.
Like, his family are dicks. Let's get that right.
They often are.
But also, just fucking do the family holiday. Just do the tradition thing.
There are many different points here. Don't be miserable about his traditions, but his family sound like dicks for teasing her and not allowing her to eat vegetarian food. That is very weird. It is weird. There's often, we've had a lot of these in Am I the Arsehole, where the family is like teasing. It's like, I think someone had a scar on their face and she was really self-conscious about it. And so the family got made up photos. They always wear an ugly Christmas jumper. And so they made ugly Christmas jumpers with her face on it because she's ugly because her face has got a scar on it or something like that. And it was a real yikes. And they were like, take a fucking joke. And we were just saying, we're not really saying, we're just saying she's ugly, but not really. It's just like we all got fucking jumpers made with her ugly face on it. I mean, what's the fucking problem? And he's just like, they're just my family. That's just make it. And she's like, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, you might have remembered it.
It's nice to know that Eric Cartman settled down.
So, there's no shortage of this stuff, but
screw you guys. I'm getting here.
I'm so sick of people being like, it's just a joke. Well, let me tell you something. Jokes are funny, cunts. So, is everyone the arsehole? Because she seems to...
I think everyone sucks here, yeah. Like, she is far more like, America, blah, 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 and she should just suck it up, do Thanksgiving, take her own, like, sneaky side veggie dish, and just, sneak off and chow down on some veggies in the toilet or whatever.
Yeah.
And then take their toilet brush and put it in their dishwasher.
That's the ultimate way to get revenge.
That's how you do it.
Toilet brush in the dishwasher. They'll never ask you to come again. And on that fatal bombshell,
it is probably time to depart. Shall we both, at this stage, look at our follower lists and decide whom we are going to raid? Because
we don't have enough people.
We're not following
anyone because it's a new channel.
Yeah.
Nova Charter's on.
Yes.
Oh, we are on.
We are indeed.
Nova Charter is who I've got.
I don't have anyone else either.
Okay, we're going to go and see Nova.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for being on this bumper edition of the first DGMS Live. It's been great. I've had a lot of fun.
I've enjoyed it, yeah. And we've barely even scratched the surface of Munich stories, so we've got plenty more to come.
Yes.
Enjoy that. Tune in for that.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So the thing is, Jez and Alex here. Thanks, Ali. That's the reason I'm not wearing a hat.
You aren't wearing a hat. And do you know what? Rue didn't even comment on it.
He did not.
No.
That's a fail.
Yes.
Massive fail. Yeah.
Listen, give us a brap, and let's fuck off.
All right, then. You asked for it.
I did.
Brap!